Yo, what is up, guys? My little munchkin pumpkins. Happy Thursday to you all. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Rohbrot asking, says, Allison, start the stream ASAP. What's up? Has someone died? I have no idea what's going on. I'm just chilling. Gotta get some games first. Gotta get the games PM to me. Whoever's got the Rex coming in, just pass them over via DM. Sup, dude? Sup, Widgie? I'm Widgie. I would say amazing casting, but I was actually having dinner, but I was in the Royal Discord watching some Royal members play a 1v1 match and then Royal 3v3 games, and sometimes it's always nice to kind of hang out with players who don't quite follow the build orders and the style of the game as you are maybe are hoping to see, and some brutal things I was witnessing. I was like, oh no, like upgrading disciplined Chukanu's with only 3 bows on the field. I was like, why would you do that? Good evening, Lee Ben. You're Animus' mate, aren't you? Yeah, he'll be here as well. Top lad. Oh, it's just funny stuff. It's also like, oh, I'm gonna raid off with my 13 Chinese cav into a French opponent. Oh, he's got 15 goons. Okay, I'll try and pull back. I lost all my cav. I killed 3 CDB, but I lost all my cav, and I've got 20 skirms just in my base, just unguarded, on anything, just there. I'm just like going, just funny stuff that is. And then team like, I'm just watching Chosen's Dutch build, or like, you know, giving a little bit of advice, going very well, and his opponent goes, "Oh, by the way, guys, I'm dead." You look after his base. He's aged up with the White Pagoda's Chinese, and just his entire base just destroyed. He's like, "Well, you didn't say you're dead." He's like, "Oh, I did. You just didn't hear me." I'm like, "Well, speak up." Oh, Rohbrot, I didn't. It was way too late in the night last night. I watched a bit of the first game. I watched the end of the first game this morning, and yeah. Each air is saying, why there's so many different Harrison accounts on the ladder? Because yeah, I'm just a man made talents. This here is my Double X Jan account. This here is my, I thought I ranked it up. Yeah, this is my House 3-minute rush account. Where's my Otto 5TC? You know, sits in the corner, having a bit of a cheeky hand session with myself, just not needing map. There we go. That's my Otto 5 Town Centre account. I'm trying to rank up a little bit with some offensive FF United States. There we go. That's my age up 6-unit shipment spam FF with the United States, going 3 Gatling guns and 2 Gatling guns. And my account where I'm just trying a few things out with the Dutch. Unfortunately, I'm down at 162, and that's probably one of the highest ranks I've had in a recent time, actually. So yeah, a couple of accounts spread out, as you do. You gotta have the low account to bring them in. So when you match Kaiser Klein in the quick search, you just give them the old 1-2, take the game, post it online, dub and dip. You know how it is. It's just how we do it these days. How we do it. Rohbrot's asking if LionHeart's here to plop. Yep, LionHeart is here to plop. Rohbrot, you're one of the admin bitches, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, no, don't worry. They're aware. It's fine. I'm just here on crowd-pleasing entertainment for the time being. Just got to warm the crowd up and warm myself up. I literally just sit in a hoodie, drink a bit of Monster, just chill out. I was playing some games last night on my stream after the main cast finished, and don't know what happened for like an hour, but I was just playing. I was up against America twice as Dutch, and the first game I was like, okay, you're dropping 6 towers in base. Okay, I'm not going to push in. And at the end of the game, my opponent is in the arena. It's like, oh, why didn't you attack me? I'm like, why would I attack you? You just threw 1,500 wooden towers. Like, why would you push that? Well, there are some people who are so bossy, they just go, right, I'm up to the 3rd age, we just got to attack, and just keep sending like skirms to their death. And look at them thinking, okay, so United States, not the greatest eco, 1 town centre, 6 towers. Oh, well, you do what you want. I'm going to do what I want. Yeah, so I'd say starting time's about 20. Yeah, go grab a drink. Still wait. Try and get contact players for some Rex. They're playing right now, actually, so they might be in the game. So I might have to try and nab them in between games. And even if you come back to 20, you might miss age 1. You won't miss too much. I'll I'll bring you back in. I'll keep you up to date. Harry soon. You got the Rex. Have a look. Not yet, but it's okay. We are patient gentlemen. We can chill and enjoy. Oh, I do. Very nice, very sweet of you. Thank you very much. Right, guys, this is going to be a 7-game thriller in a best of 5. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? I've just realised. Does that mean now I have to get the other shitter from the United Kingdom, a guy who likes to sharts? It's probably gonna be LionHeart. Let's pop into the UEC Discord and chill. I'll turn my music up when you come in. The one and only. That's over there. Minimize. I'm in the game. Yes, I'm in the game. I've probably been in the game for a long time at night. Right, I need to open up my file system. You can't. I'm hoping you can't see this. Oh yeah, you can't see. That's good. Yeah, obviously, just all my naughty files you'll be able to see there. Couldn't be having that sort of. Oi! Alright!
So McTavish is in the house.
Happy Easter, buddy.
Happy Easter.
Fucking yes. For all you guys who don't know, at the moment, everybody now in the United Kingdom has basically 4 days off. So,
oh yeah.
Massive LionHeart stream at some point at the weekend.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, definitely. Very nice. Ezad versus Opti. Who's your favourite? Who you hoping to cheer for?
I don't know. I don't have like biases either way for either of them, so I'm just gonna enjoy the high level play between them.
Is there an opportunity we can just like get both these players disqualified? Like we're just trying to find like they played maps in the wrong order, or they broke the Civ rules, and just kick them both out, and then just try and push. We'll get Passy back in there. Passy and Risotto. We'll get Passy and Risotto in there and let them fight to the death. Oh, there were some fun games in the Trash Can League, weren't they? Oh,
they were. You need to bring it back, man. You need to do it again.
It's just too much hassle. The short answer is it's just too much hassle. And like, it was fine when I was kind of doing my master's degree because it's a bit of this and everything. We've got some really low-lying cloud coming to Exeter now. It's like the apocalypse outside. It's really eerie. But now when you actually, 9 to 5, I could do the casting. I just could not be fucked to do any of the admin. That's the one thing I just can't do. And technically, I should be doing some of the admin stuff for the ESOC stuff. I just can't be bothered. Like literally,
Mate, you need to take a page out of UEC's book. They just got elite riflemen to do all of it.
Oh yeah, get the Hispanic community to do the admin, and get everybody else to do the cast.
Pay him a tenner and he'll do it for you.
Oh, tenner? Nah.
Well, that's like a dozen times their currency, isn't it? So.
Oh yeah, the Spanish guys. I think we mean crabby. I was like, probably not. Well, there's a host of the Trash Can League to hopefully elevate players to the next level. Herbie comes in, he wins it, then fucks off and never plays Age of Empires 3 again. Like, well, cheers, mate.
Has he not been back?
No. I think he's one of those Indian people who have high expectation Asian parents. So it's like, you're a doctor yet? No. Talk to me when you're a doctor. Okay. So he's off to uni.
He's 10 years old.
He's actually quite young. He's off to uni or college, and he's like moving away from his parents' house. He might be like a boarding school situation, so he can't actually be playing. Big Chiss, he went to AFK. He went Age of Empires 4. He's back. Who else? Passy. Well, Passy's Passy. Risotto took a break for a long time, but he's back. Animus. He bailed on the tournament before it even began.
Who's the Aussie guy that streams Age of Empires 4 a lot now? He played it, didn't he?
What? Hart? No. Oh, no. Sleeper. Yes, of course. Now, I mean, a bit disappointed that Sleeper's gone Age of 4, but I'm only disappointed because I'm just jealous. Is a short answer.
Jealous of what?
Nothing. No, I mean, fair enough because he actually is really enjoying it. And the thing is, if I enjoyed it, I will be playing it. It's not like I have to do this because of
Oh no, of
commitments.
course.
But
You
like
do it for the
if I did it, I'd enjoy it. But like when I played it, I was like, I got no control. There's no real sense of clear. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it lacked like a sense of purpose, but like I felt that games kept on going quite long, especially on the lower ladder, because you couldn't control your army.
A lot of them are kidding themselves, to be honest with you. I'm convinced they're kidding themselves that they find Age of Empires 4 more entertaining than Age of Empires.
Oh yeah, no. The thing is, you can tell on some people's stream like they tried to like really force the agenda, and it's just like if you're doing the streaming just for the views, carry on. If you're doing the streaming because you want someone to chat to while you're playing the game, do it for the game. Do it for the game. Do it for what you enjoy. Have you noticed that every single Age of Mythology streamer went straight back to Age of Mythology? Like they were the first guys.
That's actually a fun game.
They were the first guys to basically go, yeah, this is not good. I'm gonna go off.
How hype would it be if you got a DE version of those games?
And probably not as hype as you think because it's had a resurrection before. And actually, the thing is, Age of Empires 3, Nilla, and RE, you play on it, and it is just the servers are bad. It's all that. But you actually play Age of Mythology: The Titans on Voobly. The games are actually smooth. They're actually decent. The graphics is, the graphics have always been good in that game. It's one of those. It's just one of those games which just doesn't age. It doesn't age because it's that good.
You are reminding me of the ESO days, and I think people forget how bad they were sometimes. Like people slate DE, Age of Empires 3 DE, but they forget how bad ESO was at times.
Yeah, of course. Like it's the you go back for 3v3 and it's like the 0.7 second, 1 second lag, but like you incorporate the lag into your playing, and you're like, oh, what lag? But you actually realise you're like shooting a treasure, but before the rifle shots even go off, you've clicked the treasure to queue up the action, and you're kind of like you're getting this kind of thing like, oh, I mean, I could do some Nilla streaming tomorrow just for a bit of a laugh, bit of banter. Can't wait to play some Empire Wars as well. Just say like, hey, by the way, you got an Empire Wars tournament on Saturday. Hey,
oi. Do it, man. Do it.
Noah was like, all right, here's the events. I'm like, oh, there's 12 events. That's a lot. It's a lot. I'm really looking forward to the 2 towns, so that should be a bit of banter. But Empire Wars is quick fire. It's good. It's a really
I like Empire
it's a really
Wars.
good game mode. And the thing is, Empire Wars can be so much better with a few tweaks. The biggest problem I have is the amount of outpost spamming you can do in that game. It's just infuriating.
Yeah, it is a good laugh though.
Yeah.
Play a couple and it's just nice and refreshing. It's quick fire, straight into the action. I do like it. I should play more.
Just gonna screen. I probably share my screen one, makes it a bit easier. Yeah, screen one makes it easier. I don't know why is this keeping on digging noise. You can see the game underneath.
I can indeed.
Very nice. Very nice.
Pretty nice.
Nice.
New civs dropped for Age of Empires 2.
Yeah, was it the Indians? Like that leak came out like over 2 weeks ago. It's just like there goes. That's confirmed. I think it's 4 civs, isn't it? Or maybe not. Shush. If you go onto Age of Empires 2 Reddit, you'll find it. Not me. But I think it's the Indian kind of sub-civilizations, which I don't get because you got India as a country and then the sub-civilizations. So it's like having Spain, and now you got Aztec and Mexico as well.
Yeah, but India, well, I don't know how far back, but India wasn't unified back then, was it? So it wasn't India.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. It's like India on the Age of Empires 4 has specifically been called the Delhi Sultanate to not call it India. You know, if I was to cast that game, I'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hill and Dale, where in the north of the map we see Aussie playing as the Indians, and in the south of the map we see BCQT playing as the Germans. And I'm like, it's not the Germans, it's the Holy Roman Empire. They just have a German flag.
The German. It's the Germans.
Do you know that they're like that Roman unit called the Landsknecht? How Roman and Italian it is?
That's not how you say Landsknecht.
Oh, fucking hell. If I want to call it Landsknecht, I want to call it Landsknecht, okay? Like,
If I want to call it Landshark, I'll call it a fucking Landshark.
if I want to call gendarmes, I'll call it that. If I want to call it gendarmes, I'll do that as well. Hey, Krabby. It's 8 o'clock. You are right. We are just chilling and chatting and banter.
8
no.
o'clock seems like a good time to start.
It is a good time to start. Iniesta said that we start at 20 GMT. I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And you know, I got to do it for him. Got to do it for him. All that stuff. Oh, I'll tell you what I need to do actually. Well, is scoreboard. Scoreboard. Spoilers, poggers. Player, hey, who are we playing here? Is it Optimus? Give him Optimus. I can't afford to give it Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime, and player B is going to be... Oh, it's Ezad, isn't it? Is that Ezad? Cancel. Yeah. I've got like a really small window in my second monitor showing me the output. It's like I can barely see. I've got like the red boxes around it as well. Like this is this the one you want to edit? I'm like, yeah, sure. I remember I keep saying to myself, oh, I need to sort this out so it's actually not shit every time I do this. But I never get around to doing it just because it's boring as fuck.
I can't stand the OBS stuff. I'm terrible with it.
Yeah, you kind of get used to it. Oh, 7, we'll do that. 7, we'll do 7. That'll do. That's good enough. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's better. Cool. Right. I can minimize that down. But, yeah, so are you ready for some German casting? Or casting of the Germans?
I'm ready for some Z German gameplay.
Oh, I love it. Just like one of these games is like just a 40-minute slugfest.
Oh, let's do it. I'm getting hype.
Gay. Alright, let's do it. What's the map pool? Oh, we'll see what the maps are playing on. I'm sure they know what the map pool is. Oh, is it? Oh, I actually really enjoyed this. I give it full credit. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second round of the United Empire's Spring Cup, round of 16. Optimus Prime here, taking on Ezad. Opti spawning into the southeastern map in the colour red, playing as the Indian civilization, moving out with his double explorers, looking to pick up his llamas. Nice opening there for himself. Ezad, his opponent, playing as the Russian civilization, spawning to the northwestern map in the colour blue. The map is Arakanea? Arakanea? I'm going to go with Arakanea. It's close enough. It's similar to that. A long, thin map, TP line, strong TP map. Quite a lot of berries. The hunt's pretty poor. Fishing options available, but not great. And yeah, I guess there's only one other thing to announce is I'm joined by an average person who's an average player. He's going to annoy me for the next couple of hours. Oh dear, it's Lion.
Just an average AoE 3 player here.
Well, I mean, you are a distinctly average AoE 3 player if you played any Civ which isn't the DLC Civs.
I have to say one thing. I absolutely love this map, and it's been given some hype matches so far. So I'm interested to see. And we've got a Russia versus India matchup. This is going to be hype. This is going to be a lot of action from the get-go, I think.
It's a bit off topic, but did you ever watch the Zuta replay analysis of H2O playing French into like Fluky's Chinese on this map? And it's just
oh my god, how old was that?
It was probably about a year before ESOC even invented, I reckon, or it was at the very start. But it's just one of those like you're watching like the oh, I've hit my mouse sensitivity. Oh, there we go, that's better. Oh, yeah, you just like hit your sensitivity, just like your screen just stops moving for a second. You're like, oh my god, what's going on? That just so that game was playing as map, and like the hunts back then were really poor. I think the hunting situation has improved quite a bit. So actually,
huge.
it does feel like this is a bit more of a standard map in that sense, and both players like have options. Loads of civs can play on this map, but it's one of those just exquisite videos just showing impeccable eco micro, which I think some players these days just don't quite give the same level of detail compared to what the pros used to do back in the day. But that's just a bit of, I guess, some off-topic discussions in H1. This is one of those classic matchups. It's India versus Russia. The one matchup you see probably the most on 0 TP maps, but here we're on a 6 TP map, and the rush distance is very, very long. What are you expecting, Lion?
I think Ezad's going to open up. Well, this is Ezad we're talking about, so he doesn't do everything standard. So I think we'll see some slightly early aggression from Russia, and possibly some water play, because Ezad does like to put his single docks down with his semi-FF, maybe 10, between 8 and kind of 12 boats. Optimus, I don't know much about Optimus, to be honest. I don't really know much about his game style. I haven't played him very much, so yeah, could be interesting.
Optimus is one of those people you don't really want to come across on ladder, but in the tournament he plays like a little... He's like a kitten on the tournament scene, but a Siberian tiger on the quick search. If you were to ask a player, I don't know, maybe like Maito or Kaiserklein, he is exceptionally good. He's one of those players who can take off regular games off the very, very best, but hasn't quite converted that to tournament performances. And in this matchup between these two players, Ezad has been like sat at like rank 2 in the ladder for a long time before other players come along. But I think Optimus is actually the one to unsit Ezad from that high level. So Opti currently showing good form, loving this double scout treasure. Both stealth currently taking mid map, but this will get revealed by the explorer. But it's not a problem. You just run that away. Even snared, actually when he's snared, he's just a tiny bit slower than the explorer, so he can't quite get away. But there's the Cougar coming in, and should be fine.
He's definitely going to dominate the Age 1 war with the amount of explorers and stuff he's got. Looking pretty standard macro from Russia. He's gone for an early market. I imagine we won't see a really far forward FB here. I imagine we'll probably see a blockhouse in base now, and I would put a lot of money down that we will see a dock from Ezad as well at some point. So he's got early hunting dogs in. Yeah, he's going for a bit of eco as opposed to some early aggression.
It's not
interesting.
It's not really. The thing is, it's not really a water map. Even though he's got the 2 caravel frigate there available just in case, it is only 4 whales on the map, 2 either side of the lake. It's a long, long lake. The actual number of food fish is quite limited. There's 3 sizable guanaco hunts this side of the map. There's one tucked in behind this Incan settlement, which you could wall off and take. Yeah, blockhouse a bit forward. It's neither offensive, defensive. It's out of the range of the town centre, which makes it a bit kind of no man's land. I'm not fully liking that position, but we do see Optimus here with the very defensive aggro fort. A lot of wood being chopped here, and he is going for his dock as the Indian player.
Dock.
Yeah,
interesting. And from Russia, we've also got an early spice trade, so he's definitely going for an eco build. Yeah, that's halfway done. Interesting. We've got the early market as well. We've got.
I think it was Ezad. Was it? I think so. It was Animus versus Ezad in the last round, and Animus nearly slapped Ezad hard game 1. And one of the reasons why that was the case was Ezad opening up with Spice Traders card 1, which doesn't give you the momentum. It's 20% on 14 vills. Yes, you always have that 20%, so it gets better as the game goes on. But the kind of that momentum is not here. Just imagine if you just went 700 wood, 4 TP stagecoach. I mean, you can never really take. The problem with stagecoach on this map is your opponent's always going to have relative access to 2 TPs. One safe, and one is just hard to take if you're the other player.
I actually think it's kind of big brain play by Ezad. The spice trade, you've got to remember on DE, it gives you that yield bonus now. And if you think about the amount of herds that he's got behind his base, that's going to come in handy, and he's going to scale hard with that. I think that'll start paying off in the next kind of 2 to 3 minutes, and he'll be able to sit in his base for a longer amount of time, booming now because of that yield. You've also got that nice 1 villager treasure in base, which is nothing to scoff at either. So
I just had to check it. Obviously it boosts the gathering of the berry bushes as well. If you did not know that, but also gives the yield bonus as well, which is something which you don't maybe always consider. That a yield bonus on the berry bush takes it from 1,000 to 1,100, but obviously they don't decay, so you actually get the maximum benefit that yield from all these berry bushes. But so just look at these berries in the middle of the map. That is 10,000 food there, so that's 11,000 food because of that yield bonus, and gathers a bit quicker from the spice trades. You don't have to drop a mill, and Russia can certainly benefit from a high income of food. Villagers costing 270 or 265 per batch. Strelets food heavy, Musks food heavy, Cossacks trade even, and then you've got the age ups which are food heavy as well.
Yeah, I think people definitely underestimate berries. Of course, you don't want to stay on them, and you don't want to stay on them for particularly long. But it's better than transitioning to meals early on. And if you've got that yield, you'll be on them forever. So, yeah, I like this spice trade. I like the build order he's gone for. He's going for those treasures, and he's going to get that settler, that extra village treasure in his base. Yeah, this is a really good eco start for Ezad here.
Yeah, I think berries gather much faster than mills anyway, because they're the same base gather rate, but with mills, your villagers walk around, so maybe about 80% efficiency on that number. Just a random guess that is. And the thing is with berries is that you don't have to run too far for it. Sometimes people go, oh, there's a hunt on the other side of the map, I'll go and gather that, so I've got steel traps. But actually, by the time you sent your villagers across the map, you kind of makes the whole trip a bit not really worth it, especially when you're considering the riskiness of sending some vills on the map. The amount of times I try to herd in a hunt so far away and just lose it to a Hussar raid, I'm like, oh, that's so disappointing.
Share your pain. So,
Optimus
he's going for
Sacred
Oh, you
Pen.
don't see that every day.
No, you don't, and it makes it's a bit. Okay, he's got 2 trading posts and a Sacred Pen fully cowed. Like, this man will be drowning in shipments, which is great because it gives him extra villagers. He's already sent in the 700 wood, 700 gold. So I think it's gone foreign log in 700 wood, 700 gold, or maybe the wood crates first. But the thing is, with this many llamas, he's got 10 llamas here, currently at 0.3 XP per second. This is 3 trading posts worth of XP there, plus the 2 trading posts. My man Optimus is on a 5 trading post XP income. That's insane.
And who says India isn't lame, eh?
Robots like Harrison, please let me know. The treasures can be unbalanced sometimes. Like, one player gets 420 food and the other player gets 120 coin. Well, where's the 420 food? Hashtag blaze it. Don't say it. It might be this one back here. That's like maybe 120 food wood. I can't quite pick in. I haven't seen a 420 food treasure. If it does spawn, it's only spawning in the middle of the map. Oh!
The export card as well.
Hang on it. There's no water shipment flag. Oh well, that's on the players to spot that within the first 2 minutes if they're not being played live. If you know what I mean.
That can be huge.
It is.
Players aren't aware, and
No.
part of their build is to get an early frigate or whatnot.
It is. Yeah, it's a shame. But the thing is, in this situation, I can't encourage Ezad to not send a frigate. If you know what I mean. Like, we're kind of doing him a little bit of a favour here by not, because it's probably not worth it.
It wouldn't be worth it with the amount of boats that he's got. Look at that food. That spice trade is coming in, but he is over macroing on food. Huge here. He doesn't want to be doing too much today. He wants to get up quickly and yeah.
You can click him now. You've got the gold for it. It's a 1,000 gold up on the age up, so that's looking pretty decent. His reinforcements just taking so long to cross the map. He's gone defensive, double defensive blockhouse really, and the rush distance. Usually we see in blockhouses placed maybe there, right in their face, but a long time to cross the map. But he's just kind of playing that more, maybe not containy, but he doesn't have to dive in down to something too. He's not going to do something that I would do, let's put it that way. Just dive in and lose everything. Optimus, some Hussars, going Ottoman Hussars. Nice one. I like that. 4 Stanchi Hussars. That should be a total of 7, essentially, Cav Combat Vet Hussars, or, well, Consulate Hussars. But, yeah, it's like 10% combat on them. It's insane.
And more coming out by the looks of it. He's just shipped his consulate card. So are we going to be seeing a timing here?
With an extra 100 export, you can go for another batch of these as well. So with all this export, I assume he hasn't sent the villagers yet. He's kind of maybe gone like, he might have gone export in transition, because all his extra experience points he has, he might as well go for a transition card. But not yet getting in the Probably Yurumi here. You got the Hussars, the Strelets, and the Cossacks. Just want Yurumi to nuke onto the Musketeers, but these 7 Postanches will do so much damage to this colonial Russian army. Pretty weak versus cavalry. A couple of skirms here.
The Hussar for free.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible trade.
It's not terrible. I mean, okay, it's a terrible trade because Optimus didn't kill a unit and he lost a unit. So in terms of value, that's shocking. The other problem is Ezad kind of knows what's up, so he's probably going to go into Musketeers here or Cav Archers. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to appropriately pivot and just kind of wanting to see if Optimus here is going to jump to the 4th age for infinite Yurumi spam. Oh my god, that is a blunder. Why would you not have infinite Yurumi age 4? Rum distillery? Oh, never do that. Never do that, people, please.
Looks like we got a push coming from Ezad. Looks like we got the timing coming from Ezad now, and he has a lot of units. Can we just check how many villagers Ezad's on?
Yeah, just the 32. Just 32. Because the problem is because he aged up as well. His TC was working on tech instead of training villagers, so he hasn't quite got the villagers to make this. He hasn't got a training post income as well, so it's just... The only thing really going for him is that spice trade. I'm sure he's got steel traps as well. His villagers doing pretty fine, but Optimus has got those boats. Not too many, but enough on... Well, actually, they're just on whales. He's not even gathering food. That is very interesting there from Optimus.
It's 8 boats untouched. It's certainly nothing to scoff at, and I do think Ezad's going to have to make a play of some kind here. We've got... Oh, no, he's just cancelled the sea jellies. Okay.
9 Zambaraks. That's an interesting one, that is. I don't really feel that Skirm Goon is what you want versus a Russian player, where your Skirms feel somewhat ineffective versus mass Strelets, just easily replaceable, and I don't feel that Ezad here is looking to go heavy on the hand cavalry here. He himself is going heavy on the cavalry archers because he's fearing the Postanchi Hussars, the elephants, the 3 Mahout shipments, any Mahouts being trained. We do have a stable being thrown down here for Optimus, so if he's going 9 Zambraks, you sure bet he's going into another 5 Zambraks plus the disciplined Zamtech behind this. He did spend his consulate export here, so I'm assuming he's on to 4 vills. He's on 52 villagers here, 45 plus the 8 boats. So he's up to that, a very strong eco, plus the double wood trickle as well. So Optimus' eco looking about 62 villagers for the time being, much larger than what Russia has on the field. And Russia currently has military strength, slightly, not too much, but not being able to really push this so far.
Plus, India has 2 TCs up, and he has a dock, so he has the ability to kind of really send, you know...
Oh no, look at this! Oh no! That Guanaco's got a beautiful sight of the battlefield. And actually probably won't get killed. He probably still will get killed actually, but he won't get eaten. Okay, we've got some straight.
4 Cossacks for free. That wasn't a good trade for Ezad again.
It needs to come out. Which is, you know, I think one of the threats that Ezad here is he may lose this to is the Falconets, but we have inspiration coming up on the Bostanchi Hussars, the Gurkhas moving in. Gurkha's doing 21 attack now with under inspiration. That's a really good inspiration. That is a really good use of the inspiration and has taken a great fight. And Ezad's now out of initial sting, and the army's going to go down behind this. Colonial Musketeers. These elephants just happy to tank everything behind this, and the Gurkha masters hardly touch. There's a couple of surgeons. It's just the one surgeon from the treasure, but the point stands. But inspiration is just incredible power that India have.
Oh, not looking good. Almost half score down. He hasn't got the eco advantage. He hasn't got the military advantage. That was a really bad trade for Ezad. We'll see on 2 blockhouses and 1 stable for military production. He's on 41 vils, only 1 TC at the moment, no docks. Yeah, this is going to be difficult for him to get back into this game.
Is this just a Civ win? Is it a playstyle win? It feels like this defensive play here from Optimus with all these... It's probably the llamas, man. It's probably the llamas. That's what they did it for him. If it wasn't for the llamas, Ezad would be age 5 by now. You know, all that good stuff.
You know how you complain about how many cards USA get? Well, I've seen India get a lot this game.
Well, has that given you an idea now? Have we seen? Are we going about to see some Indian? Oh my God, Lion! Can you do an Indian stream? And dress up as an Indian? That'd be so cool.
I think the Mexican hat is as far as the racism as I can go.
Just maybe just have a have some vindaloo between games. That'll be If you win a game, you get a chicken tikka masala. If you lose the game, you have to eat a vindaloo.
Oh, well, in that case, you've sold me. Oh, Ezad's pushing in here, and he hasn't got the military advantage. His cav are just going to get absolutely melted here. Decent micro by Opti. Strelets are coming in. I don't think it's going to be enough.
No, you know, like Optimus is taking it chill when he's not even bringing the siege elephants in just to help. I know it's not what he really wants to, having them fighting versus infantry, but it's just like, I'm just not going to give the HP here. The GG's been called, and game 1 going straight over to Optimus Prime.
Well, that. I never felt like Ezad was in a position to win that. Extremely convincing by Optimus. Wow, that's how you do it. That is how the pros do it, people.
So I feel that one of the main issues there was, well, it's not. I think the slightly defensive blockhouse here allowed Ezad to get to the third age, which is kind of where he was. He's thinking of vet strelets. He's got cav archers, maybe a second town center and all that. But with Optimus being able to go for not a heavy water boom, it literally is just 8 fishing boats on the whales. You know, coin is rather limited on this map, especially when you run out all the coin behind. He's still got the berries and hunting. Remember, you're playing as an Asian civilization, so any market tax on your civil servants and imperial bureaucracy benefit your berries. So you've got quite a lot of actually fast gathering, and actually, you know, spice trade is 20%, imperial bureaucracy, civil service is 15%. So you basically get that spice trade card for free from the market as the Indians. Well, you pay for it, but you know what I mean. You don't have to kind of invest that, and it's just the lack of tempo that the Russian player got by opening spice trades, and I called it. I think that Ezad hurt himself in that game versus Animus because he went with that card here, and I think again here he's hurt himself by going for that card.
Yeah, I think Ezad needed to do something. He needed to make a play early. He needed to put some pressure on early. Optimus started with a dock, opened with a dock. So, do you know what though? It was interesting because I wonder if Optimus, how he dominated Age 1 with the treasures and he had the 2 scouts. There was no way Ezad could have built a blockhouse without Optimus seeing it.
Oh,
and I
yeah,
wonder
true.
if
That's a good point.
I wonder if that kind of affected his decision making in doing either an early blockhouse.
Yeah, you definitely, because out of all the treasures, 2 native scouts is probably the strongest treasure versus 4 blockhouse villagers because they don't have a negative multiplier where everything else in the game does. So actually, that does put the pressure on. That's a really good observation, though. It's really good.
Yeah, I think he just needed he needed more pressure, further blockhouse, take the map, maybe 2 caravels in Age 2 as well. Try to play it out, hash it out.
But the water flag, mate, the water flag.
Of course.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Of course, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of resources to make 2 caravels and to build a dock just for 8 boats. So, yeah, it's a good shout actually.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the thing is, 8 fishing boats is like the awkward number. It's not enough to really push it. It's not. And it's quite strong if you leave it. It's kind of you win if you.
It's the perfect amount for Optimus. It's the perfect amount.
It's neither an overcommittal nor a undercommit. That's pretty about it with this game. The XP coming from the Sacred Field certainly a big factor there. If you actually look at the XP, this would be an interesting one. Okay, shipments is going to be one thing, but XP is going to be so Indian favoured.
Ooh.
Juicy. That's juicy. That is.
That is. Oh god.
You certainly had the cows here. I think you can see the increase from the pen actually really helps there. But shipments as well is just going to be.
You set me up for a joke there with the cows, but I'll keep it PC.
In the end, 3 shipments ahead of a Civ with no XP penalty. That's just. The red Civ has an XP penalty. The blue Civ does not, and it's just you wouldn't think of it like that.
Yeah, absolutely dominating, convincing first game. From
Have you
Optimus.
seen Have you seen Mito recently on the lads are playing some Mexico? Did you see his stream recently?
Yeah,
interesting one.
Love it.
Nice more of a standard take on Mexico than what maybe you would play. I just realised I've still got my webcam on. I was an idiot. Why would I do that?
I've seen Ungus play some standard
whatever.
Mexico as well.
Whatever. I'm gonna turn that one off. Bye bye, guys. That way I can pick my nose in peace. You know, these are things you got to think about when you're streaming. Can I pick my nose in peace without people looking and staring at me? Second game here. We're on Texas. And look at the colour of that water. That looked good. That's beautiful. It's like a really...
Almost poisonous. Not sure I trust that colour.
It's... Well, it is...
Too blue.
It is in Texas, so maybe they might just pour oil or gasoline in there. I don't know.
That's how they get the shine.
But I find this one also interesting here. We're on Texas. I want to say it's winner picks Civ first. Optimus winning. Optimus here picking the Chinese, which I think this is the Chinese Civ's best map due to all the cows on the map. Potentially early potential here for a trading post. I'm not quite sure what Optimus is up to. He's gone for a second village here. But he did get 60 wood, so it looks like he's barely chopped any wood for his second village. So that's going to be a 3-villager shipment. I do kind of like the early stagecoach here because it's really close. The passes are very often, so you actually get the second shipment in at a really fast, but also a very predictable time. And he's out here, plains the Lakota. I think Optimus could have gone for his tea leaves. Would you prefer tea leaves here, or... 2 double village standard?
I like tea leaves, I have to say. I am a DE shitter, so I like new stuff generally, but I've messed around with it and I do like it. It's interesting, Ezad's gone for Lakota pick here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is one of, if not China's worst matchup. So we've got a counter pick going on here. And I have to say, I've played Ezad's Lakota quite a few times, and he has a dangerous Lakota.
Maybe China does have a somewhat of weakness to cavalry, but I'm not going to say it's a full-on weakness. And with the livestock here, just a fast fortress here, as the Chinese maybe age up with the arquebusiers and send in pikemen as a pivot shipment. Like if you have a trading post, you can afford the XP as that pivot shipment. It depends how aggressive Ezad wants to be. If Ezad sits off at all, I don't think it plays into Lakota's favour. I think you'll be seeing an aggressive playstyle here, fast fortress timing, and trying to push in really on that first shipment in the third age. It might be as little as 5 axes, the Explorer, 8 Wakinas, and 5 bow riders. As small of an army as that, and just going in and just trying to pick off everything which spawns one by one.
Yeah, I've also seen this matchup played, and I play a little bit of China. I do play a little bit of China. I like the standard kind of China FF. I have seen Lakota kind of do like semi-cab FF and absolutely wreck China, especially China FF. And you can see Optimus isn't a DE shitter like myself, so he just likes to go for kind of standard, old school builds, strong, tried and true.
I feel if I was playing Lakota here, my idea would be either 4 Axe Rider 5-vil 700 or 5-vil for Axe Rider 700. Very occasionally you might go 5-vil Great Hunter 700, because I think you want to train some cab, just a little bit of cab, just to be annoying. I feel that if you let China get away with absolutely no pressure at all and just get with a fast fortress build, they get to gather the gold, they gather all the crates up, and they're just aging up. It's just too strong of a build to leave them. That's why China has the weakness in Age 2 of, they struggle versus Musketeer Hussar. It's kind of why T-Leaves was brought in, because, when you're on the lower level, defending Age 2 players China is hard if you're trying to get to the next stage. Age 2 China is a little bit different. It's come on leaps and bounds. It's never been terrible. But at the moment, everyone says it's pretty much OP. But I think China H2 is in a nice place. It's not too strong either way.
I think it is strong. I think it is quite strong. But there's a high skill ceiling for H2 play with China. So you need to have good micro, good macro. The build orders are more difficult, essentially. So it's a high skill ceiling for
not
trying to
that it's
make
too important, but Ezad's gone for double trading post in transition. That's a lot of wood to afford. So maybe he's got to go for stable stagecoach, but he's got an extra 100 wood available. So he kind of it looks like he's trying and drop down a market, but it's still 50 wood short of hunting dogs. But maybe he can get the hunting dogs on the wood pass here from the stagecoach. Stagecoach always feels nice, but it is only on 2 TP though, so it's not as exceptionally strong as you may feel. And a build like this, that's a lot of wood chopped. That's more food being put into stagecoach. I think Ezad's going to go for a bit more of a slower timing and trying to hit that stronger power spike. But I'm sure he'll be able to send in 3 cars before he ages up. But I reckon Optimus will be up way before any pressure comes in, or like significant pressure comes in.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So he's definitely going for some eco behind this. 2 TPs, 5 Vils. He's definitely going to go for stagecoach. Is he putting down a stable there? I think that's a stable,
It is,
right?
yeah, stable.
Yeah,
I completely forgot that the Lacotte has to pay woods to have the ability to mine gold. I completely forget that.
Over chopped on wood slightly, so maybe he was trying to go for market, but then forgot about that idea. But yeah, this is what I said at the start. I have seen this kind of build order and kind of a semi-cav build from Lakota. It does seem to work well. You can get 5 axe riders, but plenty. You know, as long as you're keeping Optimus's Vils inside the TC, the villages. You're doing a significant amount of damage just because he's not gathering. Stagecoach has just come in at 5.5 minutes.
I'm kind of a little bit surprised that wasn't the 4 axe, in the sense of if you push in with Explorer, 4 axe and 5 bow riders, you have a nice mixed composition. You can deal with Minutemen, you can deal with the 3 pike, 3 bows from the Summer Palace, you can probably deal with the 7 step riders. You still won't be able to deal with the Chang pikemen, but if you force a military defensive shipment, that's a win in its own right. The 5 bow riders on its own, there's a lot of gather points here. You've got the cows underneath the town centre. And bow riders don't want to be taking town centre fire. They don't have any range resist. That's going to be a 3-shot kill on those bow riders, and that's quite expensive to lose for 3 shots on the town centre.
I would have also liked to have seen axe riders built there. I totally agree, and it would have been that extra pressure as well, and they could have survived longer under TC fire, therefore keeping more villager seconds locked up for Optimus. Just remind me what that card that he did send actually does.
It's spice trade, but it said 20%, it's 25%. The other thing is, this buff here for the Asians have been to build your Wanda with villagers type packed, so they can get in. This village has been built with 4 villagers. This is actually really nice, because this will actually protect these villagers.
Ezad wants to be there. Ezad really wants to be there.
Yeah, it's just a little bit delayed.
Excellent.
But none of these villagers should get picked off here. It's the short answer. He does have bow riders, but they won't one-shot kill a villager with just the 5 bow riders. They do 100 damage, but these guys, one shot and the rest will get in. And yeah, split fire as well. Ezad's not liking that. He's looking at the aged up time, and the thing is, this is China on Texas with maybe some castle support and some good micro. You should be hitting. Okay, he's been idled here because of the military, so I won't be too like, oh, he's got to be hitting this by the second, but. Yeah, we should be thinking 650 is possible, and a bit of pressure here. 615 card coming in, good stuff. He hasn't quite got the. I'm looking at Ezad. Yeah, Optimus should have a card ready to go. He does.
Yeah, Ezad really needs to be there at least 10, 15 seconds earlier, and he wouldn't have been able to get that village up. He wouldn't have been able to protect that gold mine like he has. The Wanda wouldn't be going up as quickly as it has. But if you saw, Optimus put his monk forward just to kind of use as a bait to switch, and it's just
it's time. It's time.
That's what separates the top from the
And it's not just like, oh, I got myself an extra 10 seconds. I got myself 10 seconds of 8 villagers building a Wanda to get me a factory providing forward per second, which would allow me to send in 10 arquebusiers that much sooner as well behind this. Consulat's coming down, and when the XP does come in here from this trading post, he's going to go Brick Consulate as card number 2 in the third age, just to kind of really round out his composition early on.
Yeah, so Optimus is looking really good. He's got the boomy tower.
I'm also super concerned because Porcelain Tower unpunished. Age up, and he's got 5 cows on villages just chilling out. I'm sure he's at the goat already because that's standard play. Yeah, the goat has been picked off, but so far that's 1,500 food ready to go. That will soon be 2,500. Bit of a loss with the kind of decay, but that's going to be enough to jump to the next age at any point if he wants to. And it's just, Bow Riders getting picked off there by the Arquebusiers. There's no Axe Riders here to cover them.
Yeah. Plus, he's gone for the German consulate, so he's going to be. It's even more eco.
Look at this! Look at this!
Wow, nice.
That is the Chinese Communist Party for you.
They're revolting.
Hey, actually, have you seen the news?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's not go down that road.
No. We are a multicultural stream here. We can talk about Chinese politics and their what's going on in Shanghai.
Lack of.
Oh yeah.
Right. I mean.
Will the right honourable member from Essex refrain from chuntering from a sedentary position?
Waffle.
Going 5 metres instead of forward village, going 5 metres instead of intervention musks. So it looks like he's gonna be quite happy with his anti-cav here from the territorial armies. He does have pretty much a full HP monk and the potential for 5 disciples as well to kind of protect. But there's 5 Axe Riders. That was scouted by the Keshiks. He paid attention.
Yeah. I was going to say, Optimus is pretty brave pushing in when he only had like 3 Tang Daos at the time when he's pushing the TP, but Ezad decided to go for the raid instead.
Raid! Luckily, there's mini town centres on the map here for China for garrison. Okay, that's
He's lost another villager though there. He shouldn't have lost that. And if he goes further back, he could find about 10 more villagers. But
yeah, I think he's scared because he realised. I don't know why, because he sees the forward army here, but maybe he might have actually saw the cavalry come out from the forward village and realised that he's got to return home. There's 5 Waki's going to get absolutely melted by the cavalry there. That's one going down for free. There's no bow riders. It's just the 5 Axe Rider shipment coming in from behind. The bow riders are coming behind, but there's just a little bit of micro from the Arquebusiers and the bow riders, but actually anti-cav here for China looking...
Take down the Tang Dao. Oh, that might be looking for Ezad. All the Axe Riders are going to blow them skirms up. Can he kill the Tang Daos fast enough? The monk is
well, the monk is not making any disciples. So there is actually no anti-cav here. We do have a very tanky explorer here, Splash, snaring. Axe Rider still doing damage. We're focusing down the Tang Daos, and you're pushing in without anti-cav versus Lakota. What are you doing?
Wow, what a chance from Ezad. He's even got the Treasure Guardians in there as well. More Wakina popping. I told you it was brave of Optimus to push in with only so little anti-cav at the time. More Tang Dao are coming, but they're not close enough, and it's not going to be enough either. That's an easy cleanup for Ezad.
Kaleli's calling GG on this one already, and it somewhat feels like the tempo is completely swung, but I think Optimus has to just run to home and sit in his base. That is... you would not want to see that one again.
That stings. I mean, it's definitely not over yet for Optimus. This is the...
Manchu. Why would you push without Manchu? And now I got the benefit of hindsight. I know that is the proper 1600 elo that are coming through of hindsight. But it's one of those, it feels like in the matchup versus France, you kind of bide your time. You can't do anything until you have the Manchu, because Manchu will help you with the Falks, the Crassiers, and well, it's just what it is. It covers your crippling anti-cavalry weakness that you have as China. And Ezad just in that engagement, he's like, thank you very much. You've sieged a trading post, but you didn't kill it. You've come to my base.
And the thing is, right, the longer it goes on for China, it's almost like the better, because the snowball gets bigger and bigger, right? And the only mistake I think I would say I've seen from Optimus in the 2 games we've just seen, the first mistake I've seen was deciding not to take down Ezad's TP, even though it was 3/4 damage, and he decided to push in. It initially looked like it was a good decision, but it turned out to be that wasn't the case. Now he hasn't got the Ezad still has the TP up, he's got the eco behind it, and he's got the military advantage now. So that was a huge costly mistake from Optimus, I believe, not to take down that TP and instead go for the push.
You could even take the TP down, sit next to your shipment spawn point, threatening to pop onto your army, and just take this stagecoach train post yourself. You do have a porcelain tower for wood income, so you should have wood laying around, or if you have a market as well, so it's easy transition there, and that really kind of hurts Ezad. Ezad's eco is somewhat limited. He doesn't have this great eco available to him in the sense of the 3 units. He does have obviously the 5 vil, the Great Hunter, but that 2 extra stagecoach TP really helping his wood eco, which is where he's not invested. He hasn't. I bet he hasn't even got gang sort or the equivalent of it. So this is kind of helping him out in that situation where he can just spend all his villagers gathering this super efficient resource, 1.13 food per second. Oh yeah, they don't get steel traps, do they? Rip.
Your knowledge is better than mine.
No, yeah, Native Americans, they don't get steel traps. It's just hunting dogs. That's it. But that's that's why they really want to send in that Great Hunter card.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, scores are somewhat leveled out now, and Optimus was looking bad there for a second, but he's got a huge power spike now. He's got some Manchu, Changdao, Skirms, and Ezad's pushing in. I think China, they still got the Porcelain Tower, don't forget, and I think he's used all the sheep, or the goats, or the cattle, whichever you want to call it. So yeah, I think we're going to see a big spike from Optimus now. And it looks like it's about to come to head. It's going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah, Ezad has sent his cav combat. It doesn't really have too much cavalry behind it. It does have 9 bow riders, 7 axe riders. Okay, they're both elite, so it's a decent cavalry contingency. But with cav combat,
well.
I feel you just really want to wait for your next shipment to be 3 dog soldiers and call in your 5-minute or 50-minute fire dog soldier big button. I think that's going to be a good timing for Ezad to hit. I do see some people push in before Dog Soldier Big Button and trade off the armies. I mean, when Dog Soldiers do land, it's a incredible power spike where the other opponent can't really catch back up to match it. But double pumping...
Yeah, he's backing off, I think. Yeah, I do think he's going to wait for that timing now. He hasn't got a lot of cav. I think he's identified that. Cav combat has come in. A lot of his cav is weak as well. Got to take that into consideration. So yeah, I think we're going to see a big... and he knows he can't push into China. You know, he's not going to be able to push into China with like what 7, 10 hand cav. You know, that's a lot of cav from Optimus as well, which I definitely think is the right play here. But he's probably going to need some more skirms.
Repel and volley potentially to be said. He's going for 11 Changdaos here, which I guess he needs to cover himself from anti-cavalry. But
oh, that's a good micro. He's picking them off.
Oh, I mean, he splits 2 Changdaos at a time with like 35 Wakinas. Let's not go too overboard here.
It looked more to me. I saw more XP drops than 2 at a time. But
it was 5 kills. Okay, maybe a batch of 3 and a batch of 2. But yeah, now Optus he actually cancelled the Changdaos. So he's going to go. Iron Troop with a Manchu combo and all his units. Most of it is range stuff. He hasn't got too many actual axe riders here from Ezad to actually deal with this. He's gone for the native TP, which I want to say might be Comanche here. Yeah, Comanche is gone for the, I want to say it's HP. It's not speed, yeah, it's HP. Look at this, 410 HP on the elite axe riders. Cav combat and Cav HP and Cav 10% there from the Comanche. It is 10%. I can find out here from Optimus' point of view. It's the 10% HP, yeah. Lovely. Game knowledge on point. Love that.
Yeah, I love that as well. You don't often see that. You don't often see the old school TPs getting built. But yeah, scores looking pretty samey. Optimus has just dropped somewhat slightly there. Wakina just posturing at the moment. Yeah, Ezad's trying to look up.
Do you want to hear that the biggest problem with Optimus' early push? His Explorer lane in Lakota's base, not here to tank, to go in cover mode with the 1500 HP that he had. It's just not present. Yep. Bit of a switcheroo. Bow Rider taking that front line, tanking the cavalry there, 30% melee resist. Okay, Repentant Iron Troop on the field now, but there's an Axe Rider on top of them, actually tanking up the damage here, but a bit of micro here is going to go through the Bow Riders. Actually just play plus 18s going down here from Optimus' point of view, but Ezad's on full war dance here, actually, looks like. He's only got 10, actually, but still enough to put some pressure on. The problem is there's no more hand cavalry, and the Repentant Iron Troop are just going to eat up everything remaining here. 10 Axe Riders in queue behind this, but they're not in the fight. Here comes the Dog Soldier shipment, but they're not in the fight, and it's just... You can't lose this army here when you're waiting for this. You've got to wait for the reinforcements to come back in again.
That is the power of Iron Troops. That was the deterrent. Just by themselves, they were enough to deter Ezad and make him back off there. And it was looking really good for Ezad there. It was looking really good for Ezad. I'd even say it was probably a better trade for Ezad there. But yeah, the Iron Troops, although he's only got 2 left, Oh, that's a big axe.
They've done their job. He's allowed him to kind of like allowed to remass on the hand cav. The Manchus are still alive. They didn't have to try and trade the skirms there, keep them alive for the hand cavalry. But
Ezad really needs to sort out those Manchu. They are doing a lot of damage on the back lines here.
Double TP coming down here now. That's a 10% on HP. That'll be a 21 if that one gets built as well. Here comes the Changdao shipment from Optimus. That's going to help him with the anti-cavalry. Manchu's still alive. Dog soldiers incoming here from Ezad. Where are they? They're crossing up. 3 of them behind this one axe riding queue. He's halfway to Dog soldier big button, but he's again. It's do I commit for the batch? Okay, he's got to commit for the axe riders here and send in 5 axes behind.
Oh, this is crazy. I can't even see who's winning. I mean, at the moment, it's kind of looking good for China.
Still 6 Manchus though. I mean, the dogs are coming in, but 6 Manchus, it will get them down. He will lose his Skirmaster because these are Lancer-style cavalry, and they should be able to, is it 2-bang? Not actually 2-bang. 60, okay. 65, 65. Yeah, they were 2 shot. They were 2 shots on Arquebus. Yeah, that's.
He backed off. He decided not to sacrifice his dogs, which probably would have killed the majority of the skirms, but he didn't want to lose those dogs. Interesting. He's still got the big button timing. That's
the thing. We talked about how both armies are traded off, and essentially Optimus has played his Manchu card, he's played his Iron Troops. Ezad's kind of gone through his main shipments, and he goes like, oh, bit of a low here, haven't got the power spike. Oh, wait a minute, hang on a minute. What about in 15 seconds time I get to call 6 Super Cav in H3?
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. They've got very similar unit comps, and I think the trades have been pretty even. Although I would say Lakota they've been leading, but they've been somewhat. They can't finish it. They haven't got that clinical finish that they need at the moment. I think Big Button's going to be the thing that's going to be the decider here.
Not too sure how I feel about this one. Ezad sending in Advanced Arsenal. Maybe looking to go Cav Karas. He does have the wood here for ranged cavalry Caracol. That's being researched right now. So that will help his bow rise considerably. It's a upgrade. It's huge.
Yeah, it's a huge upgrade, especially when you've got a lot of that type of unit.
Intervention Doppels. Wow, now this is a matchup where Intervention Doppels is. I'm smiling. That is probably going to do a better job than what Redcoats will. With Redcoats, you kind of here you probably want to put them into melee just to do the anti-cab. Actually, why have musketeers in melee when you can have these bad boys in melee as well? These wild handers. Look at them. They're in full guard outfits.
They are a cool unit. Come on. They are a cool unit.
They are literally 5 Mitos walking around the battlefield. It's so cool.
They've got capes on.
Yeah.
You can get much cooler than that. It also can tank a lot of damage, especially if you put them in defense. The defense stance, they can soak up a lot of damage. Interesting. I do wonder though if Brit Consulate at this stage would be probably worth considering, but
what to change it back over from German to Brit now once you've called the thing possible. He does have enough export to call another trickle. I want to say he's probably got a wood trickle already in. Yeah, he's got wood trickle. He's not gathering, but he's still got an income. And he's got this Porcelain Town gold. The thing is, at this moment in time, you don't actually need that much wood because you've already got your housing population in. It's now the gold's going to come in just to try and help mass units. But essentially, this is last hunt syndrome, which I think he might even force a fight once he runs out on that hunt because he doesn't quite want to stand the thought of having just to chop wood for rice paddies or go super out on the map where he could easily be raided here by bow riders. You remember the units which do not have a negative multipliers versus villagers. And underneath double TP, 450 HP. You know, Ezad is very aware of the TPs and the lack of artillery that Optimus has in the Third Age of China. Not going for the hand mortars, which you cannot push Lakota with TPs. I've done it a few times. I've won so many games using defensive TPs here, and that's the one thing So Ezad just sent himself the Advanced Arsenal card for ranged cavalry and cavalry crass, but TP attack here, if you can force a fight near 2 TPs, 3 TPs, like 3 TPs is 33% attack for all your units. I believe it's still 10%. It might be nerfed down to 7%, but I want to say it got came back to the 10%. It's compound as well, so like 5 TPs is like 60% attack buff, and then you multiply that with your attack buff from the community plaza, because the community plaza affects the final stats. So essentially you have your unit, the veteran text and the cards, then that gets multiplied by your TP aura, and all of that then gets multiplied by the Plaza. Yeah, big button chord, good shout. We have Explorer HP, but I'm sure that will get changed to Ward Dance when it happens. Cav Karas is coming in, so that's 10%. Remember, 10% from the Comarch, 10% here from Cav Karas. We do have Cav,
coming up.
and we have triple carded Cav as well. So this is it's gonna be 1,000 HP to collar soldiers or 960.
He's picking his timing. I was just about to say, every time I think China's lost, they keep creeping back up and score. But this is a huge timing come from Ezad. His Cav.
Siege Dance is just going to take down the Porcelain Tower and just politely get out of there, I think. Or at least try and find a different angle.
He could certainly back up into the TPs that he built preemptively, which I really like. And that would be perfect. And he would take down, what is that, 8 villagers? 8 settlers on wood or so for basically for free, for nothing. But is he going to stay? He's posturing with his Wakina. Okay,
to be fair, he's got so much stuff here. The only problem is the pathing is the biggest problem, but that actually can affect because
anything can happen.
Chinese Cav themselves will also have the pathing nightmare into this. So it's like, do you delete your own racks here? Do you delete a village? Do you take this? We're getting to the point where away from all the Lakota's TPs, but once this town center goes down with Siege Dance, you know what's going to be building straight TPs. Yep, elite Wakinas dropping TPs in China's base and saying deal with it. That forces the aggression here. I think he knows it. It's like this is if he's going to make a time, this is the timing. The poor pathing, the town center blocking, and the blocking the train post. And at the moment, the fight is going pretty well here for China.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, they've got that choke point, but it's difficult to know if that choke point is going to help hinder or it's going to help.
Oh my God, he's got territorial combat instead of repel and volley. That's near blunder territory. That is. Oh.
I can't tell who's winning this.
It's China.
Kind of good for China.
China's still looking great. The dog soldiers have not really done much. They engaged with Changdao's. The Zweihanders are still standing. These guys are royal veteran, ripping through cavalry, and there's not much there. I told you the pathing's a nightmare for both, but here it's just everything's working so well. And the Manchu, there's still 6 Manchu alive. They've been kept alive this entire time.
That was an absolutely insane fight. I mean, you look at the score though, and China is still struggling, but he keeps taking good fights. And we did say, you know, pathing, anything can happen in pathing. As soon as he took down that porcelain tower, he should have backed up.
Yeah, this is 2 town centers, maybe a bit of fertility dance, taking down porcelain tower, having to gather berries behind this. I was so hyped there for an Optimus win, but I don't think it's been an Optimus win after that. The eco is fine, just remass, and with triple carded cavalry, he's fine to make some more and take the fights. But if he flanks from behind and takes a fight under his TPs, China's just dead, insta dead.
I mean, the thing is, you're looking at
raid left side.
Or how many villages is Optimus on?
Optimus is about 40, 43.
Oh,
soon be
half the eco. So
pretty much 40.
Be really painful.
Ezad still on that 2 TP trading posts as well. Porcelain Tower has gone down here for Optimus, so it is maybe a little bit more in Ezad's favour.
See, taking this TC down really does nothing for Optimus other than a bit of kind of map control.
Ezad's on 15 villager siege dance. If he seizes his castle, these villagers are dead as well.
Yeah, he decides to pull back. Got a lot of cav.
Oh, he's calling buffaloes. He should be calling Santi support. I think it's Santi support he wants. I don't think he wants. He definitely doesn't want 2 kettle support here. But he's just going to go for the buffaloes because he does need some more food actually.
That's a good shout.
Yeah,
that's a good shout.
He now has access to the farm, so he can go for his food text. Yes, he's going to go for Great Feast and into horsemanship. I'm not too sure he needs horsemanship. I never remember it being a super strong big button, but the food tech is certainly a very good shout. Village being denied, 2 more was going down. He must have seen his castle. Yeah, he's seen the castle, he's seen the gold mine, he's going in, and then more villages will be going down here.
Yeah, I mean, Optimus is keeping this close, but they like they say, China really never does die. And this is testament to that statement. I think it's, if Ezad just needs 1 good fight, and I think he'll take it. He's on almost 70 vils. It's almost double Optimus's eco at this point. But China's got a snowball going. They've got some momentum here, and it's like I said, 1 more good fight from Optimus, and this could all change. He needs to find those villagers, and it looks like if we go top right, we might see some villagers there.
A little bit of a raid, but that's not going to be a big one. Okay, actually, yeah, he's pulled back the villagers from the second gold mine, and Ezad's gold income would be a bit of a challenge, but he does have the trading posts. He doesn't. The thing is, now he doesn't really need the gold. I think he just needs to hard mass axe riders, and he's going in for his own counter raid with the mobility bonus that the Lakota Explorer provides. Actually, Comanche Archer, there is a speed tech here for 5%. Has Ezad? No, Ezad hasn't got it. Obviously, he's available to him, but he hasn't got the 5% speed. Maybe it's not as big as I'm making out to be. A couple of those coming down, but actually, look at this. Look at this. The thing is, here's the community plaza, so you can't siege dance or wall dance if it's under pressure. You could delete it and rebuild it elsewhere, but the army's out. 10 boroughs will be made behind this, but no fertility dance to complete the batch as well. It's everything to be sat under the town centre just chilling. Ezad's down to 55 vills. Obviously, Optimus
was on almost 80 vills. That's a lot of vills he's killed.
Optimus is even less now, 30 vills. But yeah, the disparity is getting closer and closer. 10 batch of elite bows. If anything, he has to pop all the villagers up from the town centre Ezad onto the fire pit and just have them out tanking, but dancing at the same time to buff his army. You got to fully commit to this engagement. Optimus is trapped. Oh, the paraffin. Arc is exposed, and yeah, you just got to get the thing. He's got to do it. He's going to do it. They're all dancing, and look at all the bow riders. This is going to be a really good fight here for Lakota. So Arhan is still doing massive damage in the middle, but they will get picked off.
Yeah, that initial engage, it did so much for the tempo in that fight for Lakota. That's
39 double fire rate Dragoons here on the back line, and Optimus has finally called the GG.
GG. Wow, what a game. That was up and down.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That was a great one. And do you know what? There was a hit wink of me that was thinking Optimus can bring this back. He's going to bring it every time there was a fight. He was getting good trades, but ultimately it ended in Ezad taking it. He finally got the good fight that he needed. GG.
Now, the thing is, just imagine if Optimus did not push early H3.
Well, this is what we said earlier. I think that initial mistake, and it was really only a small mistake, but it had a huge impact to the entirety of the tempo of the game. Not taking down that TP that was 3/4 damaged, and then decided to push in, lost all of his early tempo, lost so many skirms, had to rebuild that snowball, and gave Ezad 2 TPs stagecoached for the entire game. I think that was literally single-handedly the thing that cost Optimus that game.
That fight in China's base, so that was pretty hype. That was pretty...
Doesn't get much better yet.
No.
Doesn't get much better. Perfect choke, you know. And we blame Parfin, you know. We blame Parfin a lot and whatnot.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't Parfin.
No, it wasn't Parfin at all.
It was more the chokes.
Yeah.
It was more enforcing him into that tight, confined space. You've got, you know, Zweihanders there. You've got all sorts, which is perfect in that kind of environment of those chokes.
The problem we had as well was some units were attacking the town centre because they were right-clicked onto the town centre. And I think from there, when you give them the attack move from it, I'm not too sure they retarget off the town centre. You always know that sometimes if you attack move, some units take a building, or once they've killed their units, they'll repurpose and go, oh, I'm right next to a building here, I'm going to siege this. So there might be a couple of units sieging behind here. Well, everything here from Optimus was going for the attack, and certainly a lot of the hand infantry were just underneath Dragoon units. Even with melee resist and triple card and all that kind of good stuff, that's some good pickups. If Optimus though had himself repelling volley in that main fight first before territorial army combat, you would have seen even more Dragoons drop super fast and super hard. And that would have opened the door for the Manchu and his own large massive cav to move into cleanup. I think Optimus would have even had a greater fight with that card order, and it's just... Repel and Volley is one of those cards. It's just too good.
My blood pressure is still high, man. That was such an insane game. That was up and down, just action throughout the entire game. I'm smiling.
Lion,
that was crazy.
Do you just want to bin this off and you just start your stream right now? Let's just do it. USA all night.
I want to be a China main.
I'll coach you.
Brilliant. What a game for number 2. So that's 1-1, I believe.
Oh yeah, another 3 games to go. potential 3 games.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go to overtime. Oh my god, it's my favourite matchup. It's not my favourite matchup. It is a tough matchup, and these days it is Indian favoured. We have, oh dear, why would you play yellow on this map? Are you trying to hurt the casters? Spot the raids? This is cruel. We have the Dutch spawning into the southeast of the map. All my graphics are down low. I've heard if you play this map with Bloom, you literally do blind yourself. It's that bad.
Yeah.
The Dutch spawn to the southeast map in the colour yellow. On Tar Desert, we have Ezad playing as the Indian civilization to the northwest. And I thought they sorted out the dunes of this map, but they really haven't. It's still quite... No, okay, it has been more duney in places, but I would have really preferred to have flats around your starting town centre, because actually what you think is a small hop in the town centre is actually probably double the distance because of the elevation there. It's really messes with your pathing, messes with your intuition of what's far from the TC or not. Like, this is actually a sizable walk, unless they're actually within the teleport range of the town centre. Did you see how slow those villagers walked up that slope?
It's interesting because it's the little things like that particularly when you're defending raids and whatnot, you've got to take that into consideration. Because if you don't, you'll lose more vills than you think you will. This matchup is interesting, and it's a matchup I'm actually more comfortable with.
Stun, please.
There we go.
Phew. About to say, like,
2/3 HP.
The other animal will probably come back online anyway, but losing all his HP early on, it really just hurts. And if the Dutch explorer was on you and tags you, that explorer's gone. Is the short answer, and he's going to go down to like 40 HP. It's going to be really low. But
pretty rough.
Nice treasure. Nice treasure for India. Yeah. Oh yeah, the healing is gimmicky, but the thing is, I don't mind that because the healing rate is really slow. And do I think the Indian explorers are strong Age 1? They are, but do they have weaknesses? Yeah, they do have weaknesses. The Abans for Ethiopia is the most broken, lame stuff I've seen. Because that explorer can just take any treasure, get healed while he's in combat, and if he tags any explorer in the game, he will never lose a fight because the Aban will just heal up. It is the ultimate laming potential, and I think there was a game between Kaiser and Maito where, you know, I appreciate sportsmanship, but Maito could have won the game if he lamed his Aban instead of mining coin, which he was like, oh, mine coin, because that's what you do with eco. But it's actually, if he killed the German explorer, that's the TP in transition denied. That's the entire map control, the momentum swing, while keeping your explorer healthy. It's just, that's the one thing that really irks me is active healing when the unit is in combat, because no other unit apart from the Mexican Cathedral has that ability, I think.
What about India's? I can't remember which wonder, but aren't they able to insta heal as well?
No, that's the Chinese wonder. That's the Temple of Heaven. Okay. But it's a capped at a certain amount of HP. But I think there might have been a case where in DE it was actually bugged for actually units which got healed were invulnerable, possibly afterwards. I don't actually remember.
Looking at this game, like I was saying, it's one that I'm definitely more comfortable with. I obviously I played Dutch quite a bit, not as much as you'd like, but I used to be a Dutch main, so I played, likes of Frontlines India, Donati's India. I do think it's certainly pre-Dutch nerf. It used to certainly be Dutch favoured, but not as favoured as people think it was.
No, very balanced.
Yeah, India still had options. I would give it maybe a 6-4 matchup. Maybe people would think it's more than that, but it's but with the XP nerfs to Dutch, I think
this herding here from Optimus we're in danger territory now because he's only got one more hunt to kind of say. Okay, he's got a second that blended in. He's got time. Like, I'm worried because actually it's a long distance for us to cross back and the potential for back herding.
They have walked terribly, those herds. That is not looking good. That is not looking good for Optimus. Yeah, he's got one to the above him, to the north of him somewhat. This map is interesting. I don't think there's any significant treasures on this map.
Just look at this explorer trying to walk up this. Okay, if he walks up this, you'll see what I'm on about. Oh, don't stand there. Oh,
he heard you.
Yeah. It's not like they get out of breath walking up a hill. It's just more linear distance to do it. Okay, so 400 wood, 700 wood, going for the classic standard build order here. Absolutely fine, good stuff. He's gathering up this wood with 5 villagers, but if you haven't got the food ready to build the bank, there's really no point overdoing this. He's got 2 villagers in queue, while still mining with 3 villagers here, and all these little details really hurt because he's got to try and get his banks going. 700 wood, 600 wood when your food eco is not secure. Not liking that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the build order for Dutch has changed, but it certainly was obviously 700 wood into bank wagon. I don't know if that's changed and people are starting to go 600 wood now, or is that just an Optimus thing?
Well, has he scouted the Carney? If he scouted the Carney, I don't mind this build order. If you haven't scouted it and it's maybe aggression or a bit of aggression, like let's say we're going to train 5 sepoys, send 4 camels, push in, force a response, and then just do nothing after, and maybe age it behind. I don't think this build order helps because you just don't. This is the time where units, if you're going to send units in and age up mid-map with a decent timing, they're going to run in. We only had 2 banks here. That third bank's been denied. All this wood coming in. We're talking about 800, 900 wood now available, but you just can't have. He hasn't got the food to spend it because he's out of hunt under his base. Honestly, this is resignable territory. If it was me in quick search, this is resignable territory because this is.
He needs pikes instantly to protect those herds. And yeah, I mean, that 600 wood, it's going to be good because he is building pikes. However, I would definitely prefer a bank wagon, instant gold production.
Yeah. He's gone pikes because he's seen the stable, and it's absolutely spot on play because you're not going to make Zambaraks from a stable as India into defensive Dutch racks, but also just defensive Dutch, full stop, just offensive Zams, just don't do anything. A couple of sours here, 1 on the envoy, 3 pushing. But that's okay. That's trading gold units for wood units, and Optimus won't be very happy having to make 5 pikes, I guess. But he's still got 600 wood just chilling there. He's only been on 2 banks for the last whatever. So the argument of actually, do you need this? You know what I'm saying? Like he hasn't even been able to afford that 3rd bank. He's only just dropped it now.
Yeah. I don't see the advantage of the 600 wood other than being able to get pikes without having to sell gold for it at the market. But he had the market up, so I wouldn't have seen that as too much of a problem. And
it's a lie. I think I find you that the concept of trading goods for money is buying and selling, i.e. you buy the wood with the coin, or you sell the wood to get the gold. Not the other way around.
All right.
My favourite one is when casters say, "Oh yes, we'll watch the house and market, and they're going to trade the cattle for gold." I'm like, no, that's selling.
It wasn't very good English from me, was it? So I hold my head in shame there.
Selling is literally defined as trading a goods or service for money.
I mean, how do you sell gold, which is always already?
Oh god!
But anyway,
for a different kind of gold, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty standard play. What have we got? Okay, we've got a stable going down. He's now on 4 banks. That was certainly delayed. He could have had 4 banks.
Okay, so he's on 5 banks steel traps. Batch of skirms as well to go off defending against the Zams. This is nice reactive play. The stable here, I don't imagine he's going to train any hussars, but he needs to send 700 gold now, really, if he wants any chance of aging up at a decent time. I'm kind of worried that he's kind of unwittingly walked himself into a colonial war versus India, which is not going to be the case. I don't really think so, but the problem is with his deck, he's got no 700 food, and here, when you do have 4 banks, you've got an in-base copper mine. Your age up only costs 1,000 gold. There's always a huge over gather when gold if you send 700 gold. So he kind of has to make units here to make good use of the gold he's about to send, because it could be 800 food and like 1,800 gold in a bit, and it's just going to be really awkward for him. Maybe not 1,800 gold, but you get the idea.
I mean, I like...
Yeah, everything's off gold now.
Yeah, I like this, and I like how he went for an extra batch of skirms. I definitely think that was the right idea. The problem is What Dutch now has to do is prioritise the going up to Fortress whilst defending with the units that you've got as best as you can and getting the best value out of your...
Here comes Great Coats.
Yeah, I like that decision as well. It's not going to affect his age up too much. He's got a herd just under his base, which is nice. There's a lot of choke points there. So, yeah, Dutch is looking pretty good. It's pretty standard player, to be honest. And I imagine India will soon be following up the Fortress as well.
Ezad hasn't quite clicked up yet, but he's also going to do it right now. He's agent of the Charminar Gate for the one who's on the age up and the ability to train Mansabdar units. Very, very nice. But you can kind of see Optimus's coin position. He's already been buying a bit of wood at the market. 2 clicks there, get the place mines in queue, and I'm sure even because the XP nurse, he's so far away from another shipment, he might even double click to get to 350 wood just to build bank number 5.
To be honest with you, I would like, if this was me right now, I would probably be putting down a church as well, just for the XP.
You kind of need it now.
Yeah,
you kind of need it.
Yeah, I mean, he also needs. Is he going double racks or is he going double stable? Okay, double racks, I think.
This is kind of like a matchup where, if anything, you want double stable. Because I was playing a game yesterday and somebody said to me like, "Oh yeah, make sure you transition to Hussars." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I usually do that at some point," but I'm thinking, the more I think about it, the more actually Hussars you do need after initial Skirm Reuter. You have to go Hussars really to deal with the Gurkha, Urumi, and Mahout combo all in one.
Yeah.
Is essentially what it is. It's a very weird because you never feel that going Hussars makes logical sense, but actually when you add in all the amount of units which actually counter Skirm Goon, you're thinking, oh, hang on, I need that body blocker. So I'm absolutely fine with this early Reuter defense, but at some point we will see a need for cavalry.
I agree. I do like initially going for the early kind of pressure with the skirms and just winning the skirm war early on, because Dutch definitely win the skirm war early on against the Gurkha. However, the later the game goes on, the more it tips in the Gurkha's favour, and I think that's when you need there's a pivotal point in this matchup when you really need to switch to Hussars. And so he doesn't need double stable just yet, but he definitely will at some point. Even having the church, you're able to ship the card. And get the mercenary shipment as well. So that's a really strong option in this matchup as well. 10 Hussars, 5 Hussars with the 5.
I kind of want to ride with Optimus's point of view here. I don't usually go into Fog of War, but he's kind of pushing across the map into the unknown. Okay, he's got some villagers here. The villagers moving back. The Reuter's going a bit too deep. You can see he's trying to get like a pickup, but like he could have literally just walked straight into the army and got cleaned, or he could have walked into like a whole host of like 20 villagers and picked off like 4 and got out of there. Like it's kind of that literally is just like walking into the unknown. He had no real idea where he's going. Mansabdar on the left hand side, easy pickup. Is he going to focus it? Oh, he's not focusing it.
I mean, it's probably hard to see, to be honest with this.
Look at all this cavalry here from Ezad. Is Ezad going to discipline?
Pike's getting some.
Bit of value, yeah. Discipline Sours in here, and he could go for British East India for the combat, but the 6 Sour card actually may be coming in here from behind this. He's going for just the 2 Mahouts, I think. Yeah, 2 Mahouts can't afford the 3. I kind of feel like I prefer the 6 Sours here over the 2 Mahouts. If you've already got disciplined Sours and a decent mass of them.
I don't know. Yeah, I find Mahouts in this scenario can sometimes be really good or really bad. There's never an in between. They either get melted or they destroy your skirms. Like
the problem with the Mahout though is one thing. It's like if you see a Mahout, you literally you select all units and you right click the elephant, and the elephant falls over, and you go, yes, I've killed the elephant. You move on. You can't do that with 6 Sours. You kind of have to micro.
That's true, but it depends if you've got enough to be able to shot the Mahout, because if you can't and they can get in, that's when you fall into trouble. But yeah, so if you look at the skirm war going on right now, Dutch definitely has it, so he can apply all this pressure. He's taken the map because he's winning the skirm war. He needs a sufficient amount of behind it.
The 1 Sour picking up skirm reinforcements. Oh yeah, that's just group. That's just micro groups. That is. But actually, he's got to go for it. He's got to go for it. Did he send a shipment? The elephant's on the field.
Please kite, skirms. Please kite. Keep running back. Keep running back.
As soon as they're tagged, they're in trouble. Is the short answer. And okay, even the sours are tanked enough for the elephants now just to do massive splash damage. The Gurkha's moving in and wrong clicking, and there's nothing here to body block, like a couple of husks on the Gurkhas or whatever. And yeah, it's just the Reuters getting absolutely melted here by everything, and that is an Indian cleanup. That's brutal. That is brutal.
This is what we was talking about. Oh, more skirms are going to come.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Dutch win the skirm war. If you can't protect your anti-cav, and the anti-cav can't protect the skirms, it doesn't matter if you have 50 skirms, because 50 skirms die to 3 elephants, same as 10 skirms do. And that was each Weistadspiel nicht mehr.
And people say Mahouts are bad units. And this is exactly what I said. They either get melted or they melt the opposition. And that's exactly what they did there. Optimus allowed Ezad to get in with the Mahouts, to tag them, slow them down. And at that point, it becomes impossible to kite. And yeah, GG. He had no Hazards to body block. He had no Hazards on the skirms. Well played by Ezad. He waited for his timing. Optimus tried to do some early fortress pressure, and he really couldn't do much. And well played to Ezad.
Optimus says, "I very much like DLC civs." Yeah, there you go.
Who doesn't? Eh?
Yeah. I was trying to think of something funny to say. I just couldn't quite get it together. The military population here will be brutal. You can see it all pop is bad enough as it is. This is, oh, Jesus Christ, look at that. That's naughty, that is. That's absolutely naughty. Naughtiness.
Yeah, it's not what Optimus wanted to see.
I mean, okay, so the first observation here is a 930, 925 Exile Prince is just not quite what you want. I know Ezad went cav batches. He went a batch of sours into a batch of zams into another batch of sours possibly, or double zams. He had 3 batches of cav. But if you look at the XP, to tell you when the banks came down, first bank on the age up, not ideal. And then that's second bank was okay, a little bit delayed, fair enough, but that's third and fourth bank behind. That is way too late, unfortunately. 700 wood, 600 wood just not working out there. And you have to follow the build order 700 wood bank wagon into, then you can go either pikes or 600, or if you're making lots of hussars, then maybe the crates then and try and age up. I think you really want to try and age up 4 cards in the game. That extra card in the Colonial Age, which Optimus used to gather the gold to age up. He didn't need all that gold. He only needed like 300 or 400 to get the age up in queue. He still had like 300 left over, and that could have been that tempo that he needed in the third age to kind of really secure that military advantage to press that before Ezad could go for the Discipline Sours, that Mahout shipment, and just that power spike he had afterwards.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just that minor error that he made. Can we go to quickly have a look at Villager as well? Did Ezad pick off any villagers at the start?
Just a 1.
Okay, so that's not game changing, but I think
if you also look at the idle vills as well, this is going to be pretty not great here for the Dutch player of having to move quite a lot of villagers around. An idle vill is defined as villagers moving between resources as well, but you know that's a significant amount of time of town centre and running away from calves. Same here, and that's just
I mean they're big spikes, but they're relatively short spikes as well. I think one of the biggest issues for Optimus that caused him a lot of tempo was the going for the 600 wood first. I mean, I think that was just the wrong build order, to be honest. I think he needed the bank wagon first because he was sitting with, what was it, 550 wood for a long period of time there. There might have been an issue with herding that game as well. Although...
That was Ezad's win, wasn't it? He's up 2-1.
Yeah. It was well played to Ezad. He waited for his timing.
I've taken a screenshot of something. What did I press to take a screenshot? No idea. I can put that into the editor later and go for a nice little picture of the sea of welcome. We're on Dhaka. Beautiful map this is in the Indian. Oh, it's not Dhaka. It's the other one. It's Niger. No, not that one. Niger Delta, Niger River, Niger Valley, Nigel.
Is it Niger? I'm pretty sure it's Niger, right?
No, No, it's definitely Niger or Niger.
Right, okay.
No, do not.
I'm not trolling.
Do not put a hard G in that word. Surely not.
Well, that's well. I'm pretty sure
No,
that's how you pronounce it.
no. We're in dodgy territory, Lion.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Move on. We got a more classic matchup now. That's nice to see. So we've got German versus Spain. Can historically be quite difficult for Germany, I believe.
Yeah.
But I've seen Kaiser Klein do it. But again, we're not all Kaiser Klein, so I do think it favours Spain.
Definite.
Yeah.
For example, if this matchup was played on like high plains, it's like a bit of ATP, take middle map, age up, and just try and just skirm rods it. And the rods with the 40% melee, the fast speed, the high density of units underneath cavalry, it's just too good. And the thing is, with Germany, you can't not go cab because you get given cab with every shipment. So you're always having those units which are going to get picked off by those Rodelleros. Optimus just chasing down the German explorer, forcing him back into base, which is actually quite nice. It allows him to have the entire map for himself. The dogs gathering the axe and forcing the German player back. And we see nice big treasures, which he's already scouted out, and Optimus has basically free reign of the map now. There's not really much more to say. It's just nice opening play there from Optimus.
Yeah, doesn't look like there's anything too exciting happening. Oh,
Well,
we've got a dog being built from Spain. Is he going for a big treasure somewhere?
Yeah, it's this wood, isn't it? I think he's looking for it. I don't think it is risky because Germany wouldn't want to take this. But if he comes from behind, he may be in it. But the thing is, even if he takes it, Optimus gets the snare. Explorer's down, no train post in transition. Spain takes ATP. Oh, he's not moving in. This is rule number 1. Oh, the dog. The path through the trees. Is it? He didn't get it.
What's he doing? He didn't think he was going to pick it up first.
And what's going to happen now? The dog is going to get in between the explorers and actually break the snare. He's going to do it though. No! Oh my god! What is this? Is this the pro competition or is this the welcome to Age of Empires 101?
Optimus is getting the tournament nerves 100%. But he took him down. I mean, that's not a bad trade. I mean,
no.
I would probably prefer the.
Well, it is because Optimus has got a water deck. He hasn't got an ATP deck, and in this situation, if you have that card, you're slamming that card down because you can just basically take the entire line. Germany can't really siege it. They might have to go barracks, make dops to try and deal with it, and it just slows them down. Everything gets so much better. But it's okay. Optimus knows this 100 XP treasure, so he's going to march over there. He's got this 80 wood. He's got eyes on the big treasures, and Ezad's now down out for the count. So this is like, it's nice that you can just hard commit for his treasures. Optimus did go for a 16 vil age up here, so 1 vil later, and this is a slow age up here from him. Yeah, I don't see the reason for 16 vils, especially with market and hunting dogs as well, and livestock. It's just hurting his age of time. All his shipments not being spent. Oh well.
Yeah, this is. I think this is looking good for Spain. Like I said, I would take that trade all day long, killing the Explorer especially in age 1, even before you're aging up for what was it, 70 wood, 80 wood, something like that.
Oh, you see, is he off to go and build the trading post?
Or is he just herding?
Rule number 1: you never herd with settler wagons. He's off to build a trading post or do so. He's getting place of mines now.
Maybe dots. Is he going to build a forward tower? He's kind of macroing for it, I want to say.
Well, if he's dropping this much, it's going to be a. I don't think you want a tower rush, but it has the implications of a. He's going to wake up the explorer for the trading post, but
this is a lot of walking around for a settler wagon.
Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? He's going to sit in the gold mine now, and it should be fine behind this. But it's for example, in that opportunity, if Optimus had he doesn't, but if he did, we could be saying that the entire line's gone. And then if Ezad's chopped all this wood to get on the stage onto the line, but he has no access, he's just in a terrible position at that moment in time. And that's just one of those nearly. If that was Kaiser on the ladder, you'd be hitting that resign button and moved on to the next game, and so would I probably. That'd be so infuriating.
Yeah, I mean, just pointing that out about the TP that he's just built. That's the TP that Ezad has built is very within Optimus's kind of FF range, if you know what I mean. Like to be able to take him down within the first 8 minutes of the game, not being whilst Optimus has taken that far left TP. That would have caused Optimus a lot of walk time to try and take that down. So it's just, again, it's the little things like that he's stolen that TP. It's just great play from Optimus here so far.
Optimus here just going 3 vills, 700 gold, 700 woods, just classic Spanish theory behind this. Going 100 XP behind, very nice with the TPs in transition. So he's not really. He shouldn't be too much slower. Is this German taking down an ambush and Shogo thrower? But guess who's coming back into town to take the final piece there? The other dog is nearby. The tower scouted the Explorer, and Spain's going to say thank you very much. Has to be.
Bar the treasure that Ezad stole, this can't have gone much worse for Ezad.
Yeah. And the only thing which saves this is if Ezad calls over his 2 Ulans and kind of wins this little mini trade. And I think Optimus is even just aware of it. He's looking at his watch and thinking, I haven't seen any Ulans at the moment, so let's get some coin and get out of here. He's already got enough food for this. He's just kind of waiting. He's got the age up in queue right about now. And, yeah, could train a couple...
This is the thing about Spain, they dominate age 1 because they're able to build dogs. It's why Spain are Brits the most dominant European civ, because they have such a dominant age 1, and dogs are OP.
Well, dogs were very OP. They're still strong, but I'm happy that the dogs are a strong unit. That's fine. It's when they have 190 HP in age 3 for no reason. That's when I was like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, instant mini hussars.
I think my favourite is like when people started to, when the people in the know started to realise, like, oh, actually, that's a good point. Think about that.
So we've got a dot raid going on. This is quite common, I see, in this matchup. Using the dots to take down the tower. That buys them some time. Gives them XP.
I don't know. I mean, maybe if anything, the tower here has actually bought Spain the time to pivot with the 5 villagers. He's instead of cancelling that and going 7 rods to time, he's actually gone for the 5 vills. Is he agent with the crossbows here, or is it with the hussars? Well, I do like the crossbow age up here in Spain pretty much all the time. Because you've got the dogs, you've got Rod pivot in needs be. Musk may go down, but he does have Minutemen support and Musketeer batch. So, Colonial Ops is so expensive here for Ezad. He could have done the same thing with just the 3 of them. Don't go in! Don't go in! Oh, what are you doing?
Right. Ooh, that's rough.
Oh,
the Musk is coming out. That's going to be nice.
That's really. That's a shame, that is, because he's missed out on all that extra bonus attack and HP. Like, it's a 60% increase of HP now to the 3rd age. It's too much to not, and he's taking a fight without Minutemen being called behind as well. If you're scared of it going down, just get a snare in and call Minutemen. Like, for example, I'd rather have Minutemen with 1 extra Musketeer here. Do not complete that batch. Do not, Optimus, do not complete that batch. You want Minutemen here.
100% Minutemen. And to be honest with you,
he's got the Huss for snare, and it'll just, actually, it is, that barracks is down. He's going to trade it off. Well, it doesn't matter. He can just go banish gold into 1k wood.
The thing is,
why would you have refrigeration? Yeah. What is it with players today? What is this?
To be honest, I quite like the dops. I mean, they've taken down a tower and they've taken down... he's building more dops as well. He took down the racks. And if you look at the macro from Spain, he did actually just buy 100 wood, but ran out of gold to buy anything more. So it is going to delay him being able to build
he's
more
nowhere
military.
Near agent at the moment. He's in age 2 mode, and age 2 mode here versus Musk Falk. He's going to be in for a bad time, but Optimus is somewhat trying to take a fight with the Hussars. He kind of thought about it. He's getting out of the way, but just get out of there. Just get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, if that wall wasn't there, that would have looked really nice for Ezad. Actually, would have cleaned up probably. But that cheeky little wall with the gate, that's really nice. I think the Rats is just about going down again.
I've got a story for you. Currently, West Ham 3, Lyon 0. West Ham
What?
4-1 up aggregate in the quarter-final European League, so they're going to move into the semi-finals. I thought you'd enjoy that one.
Huge.
I just
Dad's a West Ham fan.
Yeah, I
so-
just saw because frigate for Spain. I just saw Jesus post something interesting. I wanted to check it out myself. Apparently, Barcelona in trouble, but I can't quite find the thing. What is it? It doesn't say. Anyway, back to the. I can't see it. Apparently, they're getting smashed. Frigate holding position. No response here from Ezad whatsoever. He's got no artillery, no outposts, no ship himself. If Germany thinks about sending 2 caravels, they would have made a huge mistake. He's sending gold to 8. But look at his gold. It's as if he's about to do some mercenary play behind this with the saloon. But yeah, that's just brutal. That is sending 700 gold when you got 700 in the bank.
Yeah, that suggests to me that he's not going for the age.
But what can he spend it on apart from saloon? Desert Arch, Desert Infantry, and Doppels is the short answer. Or lands, I suppose. If you've got a stable, you can do. Yeah, he does have a stable. He's not producing. He wants to get to the next stage, but he's got nothing really to get him to the next stage. Raid though, big raid. Nothing nearby for Optimus. Minutemen being called, are they? Don't think so. They are now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Bus coming back. Oh, the villager's going to die there.
Germany TP frigate putting pressure on the settler wagons, hunting. He may want to go for the Uhlans, but the settler wagons, if he can get a pick off on these, he's seen it. Broadside maybe? He's switched targets.
Definitely in range. It's definitely in range.
Yeah. Has just forced all of them back, but he's going to take off the 2 Uhlans.
That's still a nice pickup. And the frigate in that pond is really nice here. Oh, he's going to lose it.
Yeah, one. Oh, he's hit the wrong one. He's got it. It's fine. Actually, both might go down. Oh, it's so close. Falcons on the field. Musketeers, Minutemen. Actually, Uhlans are nearby. Do you reckon the Uhlans here pick off the Falcons?
Nah, they're going to
no. The Falcons are too close to the frigate and the gates for that to happen.
And just going back to the frigate being shipped, if you remember what we talked about at the start with the decision to build the TP at the top left for Optimus, he denied it for Ezad. And if you look now, the frigate was in range of that TP that Ezad built, and he took it down. So again, he's lost that TP all because
also
Optimus
Spain going for ATP here, not ATP stagecoach. Actually, that's going to get picked off by that one Ulan. So you might need to call dogs on it very quickly, but that won't. But it must get push on the villagers. Optimus, the villagers!
Falcon at the villagers.
There's no greatcoats. There's no greatcoats. They're going down. That's a 5 Vil raid there. That's a 6 Vil raid there. Gone down.
Pretty huge.
And there's still no real pressure on this army or the falconets.
What is Germany building here? What's
he's trying to do? He's up to the next stage. He's got 2 war wagons in queue, but the frigate's still available.
Too slow.
3 war wagons being sent behind. The thing with Spain though, He's doing the Rohbrot. He's training more musketeers, but not upgrading them. They're still colonial age. Either get vet musk or just train skirms. Like, one or the other. You've got dogs to protect from heavy cavalry, so just go for the skirms as well for the added range and extra annoyance. Dot parade on the Falcons, though. Potentially, Minutemen being called. Out come
with the snare. Go on, Dops.
Go on, Dops.
Come on, lads. He's going to do it. They're going to do it. Yeah, you like those cannons. Oh, what? 3 in 1.
And on the crossbows as well.
Okay, they might both go down.
Oh, that trade's absolutely fine there for Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's what Ezad needed. So, but it's still fine for Optimus.
In the sense that Optimus has still got 2 TP stagecoach, a frigate in the ponds, and probably 5,000 res floating.
He needs to ship. He needs to ship his own frigate. I can't see how Ezad can get around that frigate without shipping a boat himself. It's so powerful having it right there because they don't have the 2 Falconet shipment either.
If you wanna have a meme strat of dealing with it, send the caravels or all the frigate down to the southern coast, pop into it, and unload in Spain's base and have frigate support with your army. Like, a frigate on its own will get killed by the town centre. You might get some nice raids, but actually, if you're dropping the army down the south coast, like, I think this is one thing not utilised enough. I didn't realise how close the town centre was going down. One thing I don't think it's been used enough is water fighting on the coast to the south of the town centre and just naval bombardment on the gold mine and the berry bushes. More often than not, this gold mine spawns on the southern side of the town centre. Well, there's always going to be 2 gold mines in base, so one's going to spawn on the south side.
I think this is probably one of the maps when I play Ottomans, I actually FF up with wood and a caravel, because it gives you that flexibility on the bottom of the lake to kind of send like you said, send Jans and.
Oh yes, you do like a flexible bottom.
I do like flexible bottoms. Who doesn't, eh? Not your bottom.
No.
Not flexible enough.
Ah, so sorry to disappoint.
Too lardy and jiggly.
Ouch.
Especially all the Easter eggs you've been eating.
Ouch, ouch. Hey, I did have a 5-pack of cream eggs yesterday actually after work.
I love cream eggs. Absolutely love them.
So good.
Okay, scores actually kind of mellowed out a little bit, which is kind of nice.
I feel like Optimus should have more stuff, or I feel like stuff should be on RAM, but it's not quite there. He's got the everything on wood on Stagecoach, where in this case, like I'd be happy to have 2 on wood, 1 on gold, 1 on XP. Just spread it out so that you get a really nice spread of resources. Okay, he's going for another training post. He's going to try and take this a bit longer.
Wow. Okay. So yeah,
which is fine because he's not going to get pushed for the time being when the frigate's in the pond. I'd really like to see Optimus just drop a outpost on the coast just to secure any counter play here.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree because this frigate is giving him all the time he needs. It's giving him supremacy, map control. It's protecting 2 TPs with the Stagecoach. So yeah, I would totally agree. He needs to invest in protecting that frigate. That would certainly be what I would be prioritising right now. Even if it's building a TC right near the coast, I don't think that would be bad either. But he's obviously decided to build his TC near a gold mine, which is also a fine option. I mean, Ezad's are actually up in score. I imagine Optimus is it's very even, 14 difference right.
I have no idea how that is the case though.
I know
because he's lost enough vills. He hasn't got like double villager card in age 2. Optimus is going schooners. When he's got Stagecoach, like schooners now just isn't that great.
I mean,
you might as well just go rendering plant. Like skip the schooners, just go rendering plant because the schooners is only like saving you 20 wood. 20 wood a boat. Each of these passes is 60 wood. So there you go. Each pass is like getting that thing. You could drop down 3 docks because you've got so much wood eco to the point that schooners doesn't really. I mean.
You've got to respect the greed. You know what I mean? You've got to respect the greed. I mean, fair play to him. Like you said, he's got that frigate, and it's
is it the right greed though? I mean, I suppose it does. It's the train time as well, which really helps. Oh, just imagine if you have Spanish gold here, and enjoying it. Oh yeah, enjoy it before it gets nerfed even more.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, you look at talking about the greed and the right greed. I'm not so sure because.
You don't want to lose the trading post.
Well, exactly. I mean, you're gonna have to accept that you will lose the top left one. I mean, that would be very difficult to hold. But I mean, if you had the TC near the lake, protecting the frigate, investing more in more skirmishers, he definitely would be able to hold the free TP.
That frigate's just got 3 kills. I'd love to see if units like had a registered kill death counter on them, like how many kills have they've got before they go down. You see this frigate up to about 10, 15 already.
Yeah, so I mean, overstepping the mark when it comes to the greed might be to his detriment because he's going to lose another TP here, and then I worry if Ezad sends in his own frigate, he's going to have the advantage, and if he dominates the lake, then okay, so he has built an outpost, which is good, which is nice. And that forces Ezad not to send a frigate now.
I just love how it's colonial rods, colonial pikes, colonial musks, a bit of everything. Probably best not to upgrade any of them, but it's just all a massive colonial stuff. Like, it's the 12 pikes is a very good shipment if you're going super aggro, but if that was 8 rods, then you'd have you had 15 Rodoleros, but you'd also be inclined to upgrade them to veteran Rodoleros, and then just vet rods wow, they're so good with the 40% range resist, that the melee resist they have, the pikes just do not have. They're just super flimsy in comparison to a Rodolero at the moment.
And I think we're going to see a frigate timing coming in here because he just put his flag down on the lake as well. Oh, but he doesn't see the tower. He hasn't seen it.
Don't move it, Optimus. Fight!
Yeah. I was just about to say I would like to see a couple of Falconets or even a...
Ulan's onto the heavy infantry. Oh, this is actually getting juicy, this is. I kind of liking Ezad's position because that outpost will go up. And it's not, like, if he loses the outpost, his frigate first. It's not the end of the world because the other frigate will go down. War Wagon's actually trading with the frigate as well. Skirms are just attacking the frigate. They're really attacking the units here. This is just buying time, but actually this is where the real juicy stuff is.
He doesn't want the frigate. Yeah, so well played to Ezad there. I mean, I said I would have liked to see some Falconets to destroy the lake, but he's decided to fast build some towers.
Double outposts on both players on the pond. Like,
but I mean, that's 500 resources he's put into outposts when that 500 resources could have been even one Falconet would have been enough.
Hey, you know who's liking that the frigate's gone. These guys, they're happy.
Yeah, this is very true, and I imagine Ezad's only got the 2 culverin shipment, and that's not what you want to send at this stage of the game.
2 culverin shipment.
Sorry, the
Caravel.
What am I? Caravel.
I mean, how can you mix those 2 up?
Mate, it's the C word.
I got nothing to say to that. I'm trying to think of a joke. I've got none.
Oh, I put it on a plate for you there.
I prefer working for it, unfortunately.
Right, so we're on 57 vils for Optimus. How many are we on for Ezad?
I'm going to guess 41. 36. Oh.
36.
Close enough. How many set wagons he's got? He's got 8 set wagons. He's up to like 44. Technically, and Optimus is only at 59, so it's starting to get a little bit. I think actually for the longest time, Ezad had more villagers population than what Optimus had. Now this trade post line is even.
Yeah.
In the situation, but now is actually where the boats happen. But the thing is, so far has Schooners paid off? Well, the answer to that is, well, no, it hasn't. I don't think the Schooners has paid off yet.
I mean, the longer the game goes on, the better that the Schooners card is going to be, right? He's got 2 TCs, he's got 2 docks. That's potential 4 kind of villager incomes coming in. Whilst
he's actually
still only on 1.
He's sending everything to gold first. It might be that he wants us to get the whales saturated first. He never has to worry about them again. So for him to afterwards go on and get the fish. But I think they're going to whales. He just wants to saturate the whales. He just doesn't have to worry about microing boats into whales when he's got like 30 in the place. And things on a lake like this, if you've got schooners and rendering plant, I just keep pumping. You can never have too many fishing boats because if you have too many, you just get to the point of having like super fast income of gold and food and just pump out any unit you like. I guess there is a technical limit of too many boats, but when you have enough, you can just jump to that 4th age and just have everything going.
So what's his play here? Because obviously he's going skirm, sort of rod, pike. What does he add as his 3rd shipment, or does he? Ooh,
Akan cocoa beans, beautiful. Nice play.
And what does that tech do?
Do you not know your Akan cocoa beans tech from your
Akan? I don't know Akan cocoa beans. I'm cocoa beans.
You're on the 1v1 ladder at a higher rank and you do not know your Age of Empires 3 theory. It's 30% on the berries and 10% on the mill, Lion.
Wow. Harrison, you are such
Also, we have Akan Fontomfrom, which is infantry speed and infantry build time. So the speed's OP, the build time's really, really nice as well. Akan Gold Economy, a 5k gold mine and 10% on it, but the 5k gold mine where it's at, there's enough gold here, so it doesn't need it just yet. And trade all your food for 50% wood and 50% coins. So if you ever want to go for a sneaky Falconet switch, or you're in the 4th age and you want to get your techs going of like guards, upgrades, just get 4,000 food and switch it across, and you can really.
Said no one ever.
Hey, I've done it before and it won me the game, so it's good stuff.
I do know the upgrade from Akan. You can get the big Akan. You can get the Akan tech? He's like a big Akan warrior. He's like a little.
That is like literally the worst thing in the Akan thing.
Well, it's my favourite one.
How do you remember the worst thing out of everything?
Yeah. It's my favourite one. He tanks.
Right, we've got veteran Rodaleros, but no infantry combat just yet. You need infantry combat before you take any fight here. And the thing is, he's gone obviously Schooners rendering plant, but he could have stuff like infantry combat and unctional infantry combat and archaic infantry. That's 20% rods HP. Remember, 20% of rods for the H2 card. It's a very strong one. Advanced arsenal is possible for the infantry speed, Not really much else it gives the
Eco
rod
Theory
layers.
could still be nice as well.
Eco Theory, yes, now because the thing is, you could argue with
Boats
two
as well.
TPs, would you rather have Eco Theory than Rendering Plaques? Eco Theory is, buffs the boats as well, and all the villagers, and all the
100%,
villagers.
100%. Eco Theory is just a safer bet, I think, as well.
Yeah.
He's up to 79 vills, and that's only going to be increasing. So I think the lead is going to keep expanding. The scores are kind of replicating that as well, somewhat. He's pushing away slightly. Ezad is up to 3 TPs now, but he's still on 1 TC, I believe. No boats either.
Yeah.
He's not making any attempt to take control of the sea either, so it's a complete free
The
sea
thing
bottle.
is, Optimus is still on I've got 4 TP stagecoach income on wood. I never have to gather a bit of wood again. He's just got 0 wood income, 0 bills on it, and the one villager on it, bless. Here, it's log flume. It's log flume upgraded. So I don't know why. Is he trying to go 4 now? I guess he's trying to go 4.
But we might have a.
Nah,
a
he's just
timing
trying to
from
maximise his
from-
rod lancer batches, which is
Yeah.
good play actually. No, he's just bought 5 clicks of wood. What was he doing? I have no idea what's going on.
I'm not sure about that. So we've got some lancers and rods coming in. I like that. So that was what I was talking about. The third unit type that he's going to be making is.
Oh,
clearly gonna be
he's going
lancers.
for 1 offensive frigate on the Southern Sea. He wants to lay siege to the houses.
That
Oh,
might be
pikes!
bad.
Pikes!
Ooh, where did they come from?
Fishing boat?
No, cheeky.
Maybe the south?
That's really nice because he's used his Minutemen ship.
Rod's going topside as well. They're going to dive the war wagons and the
All the
Ullans.
lancers-
But the skirms though, they've gone a bit too offensive there, and there's not enough anti-cav here. This is
Yeah.
oh my god, Optimus. With this massive eco, all you have to do is hold back and trade. This is like oh, who had this problem before? It was somebody on a Rocconia, a massive eco, but pushed it and lost it all. But they had to sit
bad.
around. That is really bad. Oh,
Because if he snowballs out of this, there's a chance that he can just run with the tempo. But he's got a lot of war wagons still.
Black Ride's come out from the
Black
town
Riders.
centre. Ezad's got such an unkillable army at the moment. That's the problem.
Wow.
Now that Optimus has traded it off, he hasn't got.
Scores are looking good for Ezad as well.
Okay,
He's gonna be able to
the
clean up
frigate,
a lot
the
here.
frigate can just work on the houses though, so there is a bit of a positive, but really that's about it because he's lost his advanced party as well, and it's just not enough here behind. Like Optimus, he just needs to do a miracle to try and get everything out. He needs to be full production, full everything. You see his massive rod batches, and he just needs to wait for time. Here comes the second rod HP. Rod layer is 222 HP, and the thing is, with all these infantry cars, it's like, just focus on rod lance, and you'll be fine. Just that Z move because the skirms, he needs counter infantry rifling, but there's no upgrades for German skirmishers in Age 3. So actually, maybe the skirmisher is the weakest unit that Germany has. So Spain's going to capitalise that. Because he's going in again. Just leave the town centre. It's just a town centre. You've got 91 fields. You do not have enough units to go in.
No, especially with the Black Riders, more Uhlans coming in and more skirmishers. Get those villagers away safe. Okay, the villagers are going to get away safe. but
Essentially, we're starting to get into the realms of we need artillery behind this. Luckily, we've got the Akan. We've got the Akan berries helping here. We've got some gold coming, but still a bit of hunt. We've got all the fishing boats on the.
Triple raxing right now and double stable lancing whack.
Yeah, he has got all his upgrades on that. He hasn't got long lines. I hope he's got gill nets on. I might actually just get my calculator out and just to work out if he's got gill nets, because if he hasn't got gill nets on this many boats, I will flip my shit. I literally will be so angry. Oh, someone got a
Don't want to see
calculator.
Harrison angry.
Don't like it when I'm angry. Okay, going in.
The rods are going to Z-click. They're going to attack move in there.
Yeah, but it's Black Rise. They're 40% melee. Like these boys tank
Yeah,
a lot.
they do,
Yeah.
but that's a lot of rods, and he's got skirms in there as well.
Yeah, they do.
The Lancers,
They do 4 quick. I was hoping for more. Really, I was hoping for more batches. It's going to trade. It's going to trade and buy him time. Essentially, I think it's going to be just about enough time. But I was hoping for another 15 rods and another 10 lances before we did this.
still looking kind of like a good trade.
Cav combat coming in. He hasn't got any cav though. He will get a big batch on his thing. It's got to the point where he starts to need to sell wood actually at the market because he's out of normal gold. He doesn't have the can anymore, so he could have caught the gold mine, but that's not a possibility. And we're now into kind of low number eco. He has to just wait and just hug the coast.
Yeah, Ezad doesn't have that much siege. That's going to buy him some time.
Maybe a surprise batch on the skirms here from Double Lancer. He's actually going to go for it.
Go on, Zed. Oh, that's going to do.
He does have
some
cav
damage.
combat though, so that's coming in. That's going to be 23 times by 3, so that's an extra 10 versus these guys. That's going to do decent damage. Rods on the Ulans, they
really
melt.
nice.
And there's not enough anti-cav here, actually. Where is the rest of the anti-cav? There isn't it? It's just heavy skirms, and cav combat lancers is just going to rip through this. So finally has just got enough units. 9 lancers and the entire German army goes. That's how strong a Lancer cavalry is in the Skirmgoon meta. That's how strong Lancer cavalry is.
Yeah, yeah. You love to see it. The Rod Lancer comp. You absolutely love to see it. I mean, he's on 94 villagers.
You know my opinions of where I think Spain is in the 1v1 tier list, and
I imagine it's the same where I think it is as well.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, Civ. So strong. Obviously, this has been played in maybe a non-standard way here. Big batch of skirms here. Okay, that's fine, but imagine if that was a big batch of rods. Try and keep these guys alive. Anything... he's gone for plantation. He's that desperate. Try to stick some villas on that top mine, but another big batch of Lancers coming in. He might need to go for a third stable and just try and get the Lancer batch out, and the Lancer's going to hit onto the skirmishers again. Like, look at this skirmish location. Look where the Uhlans are. It's these skirms are going to get banged.
I don't know how many trades Ezad can keep taking, especially in his base now. He needs to try and make a move, though, although he does have the full stagecoach. He has all 4 TPs, but the Lancers are popping on the skirms. Oh, and there's Uhlans coming in, but there's no war wagons as far as I can see. Rod's popping out as well.
That's Rod Pop is huge here. Rod Pop is absolutely huge. We got Lancers on the couple of skirmishes. Just a couple of rods nearby makes these Uhlans pathing as well. Like, Ezad can't really. He has to run, and he's running now. He's accepting. Dogs are finally trained. Like, look at these guys now with their double cards on the archaic infantry and infantry HP. Like 200 HP dogs for 75 food.
With 24 attack, it's they
forget the attack.
Yeah. They soak up a lot of damage. Wow, yeah.
Like, look, this like all this has been just gathering the gold on the wells because he's out of gold, which is fine. But all this food is still there to be gathered. Like, he's got 25 fishing boats. He's barely touched the sea in terms of resources. Is the truth.
He needs to make more boats, in my opinion. But he also needs to make some frigates right now.
He's had to go. Oh, heated shot. Here come the Christmas boys being sent from home city. Look at them. Bunch of Santa Clauses.
You love to see it. So what's going on at the top of the north? I think we've got another TC from... we have another TC from Ezad. Is that his only TC? Yeah, it is.
52 villagers with 8 setup wagons, so 60 vil pop here from Ezad. Optimus currently at 91 vil population. Now training some pikes because he's essentially out of... He wants to basically spare the gold for the Lancers, which is that's actually a really grown-up decision. That is, I gotta say. That's really thinking about eco management. Dogs just going in. Well, they're trying to kill. They can't kill. They can't kill villagers. Oh, I mean, they'll still kill a villager, but that's just.
Can't they?
They have a 0.25 multiplier, and villagers have multipliers versus pets. But come on, they are age 3, and that dog just ganged up on the poor setup wagon. But there's a lot of villagers in here, though. This is you have to defend territory, I think.
Yeah, so this is a GG moment. There's a lot of villagers in there. He needs to protect that gold mine. It's imperative that he has access to that gold mine as well.
Frigate does come up, but
yeah, the Jaegers are coming up, I imagine, at this point. But
oh yeah, no, where are they? Did they get cancelled? Oh no, they're oh, look at this forward town centre here.
Wow.
Oh,
that is brave. That is brave.
Minutemen as well.
Yeah,
and the villagers. You say this is a GG moment, but for whom?
Well, whoever wins, I think. Whoever has access to that gold mine wins the game.
Is Optimus trying to fight this, or like not fight this? So he's taking some time to get into the combat. Actually, once the cavalry go down, this Lancer's going to do some massive damage behind. Is there more Lancers in queue? Actually, yeah, they're 60% done. You've got enough reinforcements to get a full batch behind this, so you can just trade the Uhlans and come back with even more. But he's lost a lot of rods for this. Expensive trade. Counter infantry rifling on Jaegers as well, so the rods just melt.
I was going to say he needs some Kaiser Klein micro to win this one, but he's done surprisingly well considering how many rods were there.
Yeah.
He did. That was some really nice micro by Ezad.
Because legit at this moment in time, Spain just goes like Lancer Goon. Obviously, you can go Goon because it's a full cavalry combat shipment. Goons are carded as well, which is a bit insane, but that
was a huge victory for Ezad. That was really such a huge victory for Ezad. He's got the TC still. He's still got access to that gold mine, which I think still has a lot of resources in it. And he hasn't got many gold mines left, I don't believe. So that was absolutely huge. I think he built his other TC next to another gold mine, but I don't know if it's been depleted or not. Yes, he's got a silver mine over there.
Spain was taken out originally, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, so he's hanging on by the skin of his teeth. But it's still
there was a big batch of Lancers, and it's just once the Lancers touch the Jaegers, that's pretty much it. But yeah, Vertolands, they're just single card Lancers. How many cards are these? Is a German Lancers got double carded? Cav Combat, Cav HP, Town Centre trying to be built, but there's a Cav Land raid behind this.
Nice raid coming in.
That's nice.
Raid.
That is a very nice little raid. Okay, Siege in the houses here. Oh, double frigate support. So he cleaned up the frigate on the south coast, but just laying waste to the base. But the thing is, the range here is only limited. He actually might need to bring one back just to try and shore up his defense, because he's certainly losing villas. He's still at 60 villagers. Optimus was at 91, now down to about 85.
Gap is closing. The gap is closing.
Pikes are not necessarily fully free, but they're getting picked up as if they were for free. And getting out.
I do think Optimus needs to take advantage of the sea more. He's definitely got the power dominance over it, so he needs to make as many boats as he can.
Yeah, it's barely touched a fish. Like, it's a couple here. If you just train another 6,
wood as well.
There's a lot of fish over here as well. And the thing is, it's like at the moment, it's like he's just about having enough military to kind of like really hang on and trade and survive these power spikes, but just needs to get his full batches of units out and just sell. Like the Explorer is here trying to build the train post, but he can't. That's been built again by Ezad. He's going to call the Ecotechs when he can. The berries he's definitely going to get the berry tech. But you may want to try and go for the gold tech behind us as well. Looking at Ezad's point of view, is he getting berry tech straight away? He should be.
Yeah, I like Ezad. I mean, he's hanging on here. He's doing the best he can. The score is getting further and further away, but he still kind of has the map. He still has natural resources, whilst Optimus has had to force himself to go on mills and estates. He still has a gold mine.
Middle dock here for Optimus. This is a nice little play. Nice cheeky one. Hasn't quite got one in queue yet, but the idea is very, very nice.
Yeah, that would be really nice. More raids. He's still on 82 vills.
Pikey boys. Prod.
Ooh, get your cav out there. Well, he hasn't seen it. He's seen it. Oh, look at the rear end.
Look how shiny these guys are. Like, this is beautiful.
I like it when they get the little Mexico hats. And they get upgraded again.
Mexico hats is as if like the devs want Spain to become New Mexico, and they want USA to become more Mexican, and Mexicans to become more.
Just embrace it, Harrison. Embrace it. You have to embrace it. Don't fight it. All right. Don't fight it.
What, being Mexican?
Yeah.
Fuck that. You know that joke from Top Gear? Just imagine waking up. Oh, that's a good joke.
I know. Yeah.
That's a good joke.
I know. Wow. I mean, the score was looking about 10k difference, and once again, Ezad is
frigate mid pawns. Lovely, jubbly, loving that one.
One outpost isn't going to be enough.
I think Ezad's taking it a bit too long. He has to try and back out, but yeah, okay, finally, Optimus is taking a decisive advantage.
Coming in.
Yeah, the anti-cav is dealing with some villagers. I mean, like, I guess villagers do need dealing with, but don't lose your lancers to the lance, because then you have nothing for the skirms.
He's gonna need some Kaiser Khan micro going on here. I don't know how he's gonna take out all of them pikes. I don't think he can, especially then they're being snared by the. Oh, this is rough. This is probably the GG moment that Optimus has been looking for, and I think Ezad's had his day. Can he come back from this? I mean, he's still got some of the map, still got all these villagers. He could probably try and hang on and go for as many raids as possible, be as annoying as possible. But Optimus, yeah, there it is. GG. What a game! What another game! That was crazy. That was back and forth as well. But well played to Optimus. The greed paid off.
That was a good game. That it's a good game for multiple reasons. It was a good game because it was back and forth. It was a good game because there was like a semi throw in there by Optimus. It's a good game because it's like on a good map. I love this map. You know that. It's a good game, but it's a different strategy as well. And it's a good game, but there's action on basically all the scenarios of war, like a bit of coast action, a bit of southern paraffin, the pond fighting over the trading line, up here the choke on the northern side, the berries and the gold mine, a bit of everywhere. There was action, different places. Like the actual the theatre of war was actually moving around the map, which is actually really nice to see. I love watching games this map. You know what? I'm gonna host a tournament where we play on this map over and over and over and over again, no variation, over this map continuously, and we will appreciate the beauty that is Dakar.
I still won't understand the Aykin text even if I enter that tournament.
Well, let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a look.
Have a look. Let's have a look.
Ezad never got any text. He built the thing, but never got it. But infantry, speed, and build time. So very good for United States late game. We have the Aykin gold mine and gold work. Very good for United States late game. We got berry tech and mill gathering rates, all food, quite cheap as well. Very good for United States. That's the same price as the first mill upgrade as well, and there's kind of near enough the same benefit. So it's like good. So yeah, very good upgrade there. And we have all food converted to wood and gold. So you can train your culverins and you can build your outposts. So another good tech for the United States. Do you see a pattern here? I'm getting at. If you're late game and as an Aykin, you really should be taking it and making good use of it.
Well, I'm sure chat has taken that on board and is more the wiser now for Uncle Harrison imparting that wisdom.
Look at this: 17 military versus 108, and Optimus managed to come back. It's lots of pops.
He took some good trades, man.
Yeah.
Really did. The only thing that Ezad couldn't use the tempo that he had after that really good trade was he lacked siege, and he just couldn't capitalize on that tempo because he couldn't take the TC downs or the buildings quick enough, and that gave Optimus plenty of time for his eco to kick in and just rebuild all of that mass. But he kept it tight, man. Fair play to Ezad. He kept it tight. Optimus just went for that full greed, and yeah, like we said, was it the right decision?
I just realised Ezad's in the fourth age. He just tried something. Yeah, he just got up, but it was a shame.
The classic. I'm going to show you that I was aging up to industrial before I GG it.
Yeah, it's like the arm is deleted, and your opponent's like, "Why is he not resigning yet?" And in 10 seconds, boom, here's my cards, GG. Just to show you, like, hey, this is what I'm working towards.
This was my plan.
Yeah.
This was the plan, and it would have worked if you
I'm
gave me 30
not just
seconds
a shitter. I was working towards something. There you go.
I love it.
I don't. Who won that one? Oh fucking hell! Optimus winning that. We're at two apiece.
This is crazy. This is potential for matchup of the tournament, especially so far.
Oh, you know, I do like watching great players, but not the best players. But then these are the best players, so that is wrong as well.
These are the best of the best. Yeah. I'm just gonna grab a drink, so I'll be right back.
Oh, go on then. I haven't started drinking beers yet. Oh yeah, it's this map to finish off. This could be an insane map here for both Civs, all Civs, any Civ. It's just an insane map for Eco. Looks like final game decided on Andy's upper. Usually only destined for treaty folk alike, but actually make use of the simple treasures, pretty much of low impact, but mega double hunting base, double silver mine, nearby trees, and a trading line you might not can take the full control over, but you certainly have safe access to one trading post here in this wedge formation. In the line formation, you could kind of take mid-map control. It's not super all-encompassing powerful though, because it's only just the 3 TPs. Optimus spawning down to the southeast of the map in colour blue, playing as the Japanese, throwing down a Portuguese consulate most likely. Not picking up that coin, doesn't need to. Going consulate here instead of market. Meanwhile, Ezad playing as the Indian civilization, spawning to the north of the map. Terrain's looking a bit funky on this map. I'm not going to lie, but I am on the lower graphics setting, so that probably explains it. It's like lots of drafts have just like fallen over, melted into the ground. Just nice little camo pattern there. Playing as Indians, expecting to do just a 14-vil age up standard play, maybe trading post in transition, mark it down, kind of play it more slow. I don't really think that they usually are the Russian type of civs, but then as the game goes on, does Japan grow into the game faster than India? Is there an awkward timing that Japan is just stronger than the Indians? Might force either to go aggressive. Well, I want to say aggressive, maybe a timing push, I'm thinking. Could do something like distributism. 700 wood
did I miss
into...
something?
Not really.
What's going on with this map?
Oh, it's Andy's upper.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, well, as it was in the terrain, yeah, I know the terrain's a bit funky, but it's the final map is on Andy's upper, and this is like a map with a massive double hunting base and lots of pretty much nearby hunts. Like it's an insane map for Japan. Like look at the amount of hunts behind the base here for Japan, but you're also thinking, well, it's an insane map for any civ, like Brits in particular. Just imagine a VC boom. Like the Passy VC boom, 200 houses in his population. Nice little house wall. Very nice.
You would see it right up the south there as well.
Beautiful.
You know exactly where it would go.
Very, very, very meticulous. You can just take your army and walk straight through it and right-click the TC. That's beautiful. Okay, mid-map aggro coming down. This is I like to see this as a bit of a kind of decisive action here, or does it like have a bit more directive play? I don't know, it's just putting the ball. Ezad has had the momentum. He's dictating the pace of the game from here. Optimus will have to react, but nothing too out the blue. It's an open base, though. It might be hard to really wall this up. Chariot Orchard does go behind the town centre. You kind of want to put Sugar Shrine forward for the walling potential, but all the hunts behind, so he's going to probably chuck it here. But do you wall? Do you wall to protect the gold mine, or do you just wall and just use the gold mine as the wall and work on the wood for Yumi Archer production? Tough one.
Yeah, I would just be putting lots of little walls kind of on the perimeter around it, from the Wander all the way to the consulate, and then covering the gold mine
as in
well.
come out here, top side, yeah.
And you wouldn't spend a lot of wood if you did the wall trick, so the pillarless wall trick. Doesn't look like Ezad's making the same mistake of game one and going for the eco build. He certainly looks like he's going for some early aggression. I'm not sure about this matchup. I've seen it.
Oh my god, game one. That was
so
so long ago, wasn't it?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It was with the Russia matchup, wasn't it? And versus India. And he played very passive. So yeah, maybe Ezad's not making the same mistake and not going to play as passive this game.
Oh, look at this, Shrine in India's side hunt. That's going to be quite annoying. Nice little play there. I like him that. You can see he's trying this down, but he's really eyeing up this 130 coin treasure, which is going to be quite nice. That's going to help him get a batch of ashes out, or maybe speed along his market techs. He's getting silver servants now, but you know he'll be getting the double food techs afterwards, and all this is still waiting to be shrined by explorers once they teleport back to base afterwards.
Yeah, so that's it. Isn't it? So the earlier on in the game, you want to do more aggressive shrines, and then you know you want to push back, and then you want to get the safer ones.
Well, I mean, there's aggressive shrines, and maybe Optimus was only here when he needed to build the shrine. And with the Portuguese build, you kind of are like, as soon as you can build a shrine, you have to build it else to get housed. This shrine will get taken down very quickly by the units being produced from the Aggro Fort or the 2 seapoints. So it's kind of like, yeah, it works. Your shrine, you're Han, you're out on the map. You can work behind your base, but like this shrine will go down. Or the 2 seapoys from the town centre will move over to the nearby shrines, but I think he's not quite seen that. Where are they? There should be two. Oh, there they are. They're kind of like trapped by the villagers. They actually might be trapped by the villagers.
That actually does happen, yeah.
You can't just forget that he's had to move them away. But he's going 5 sepoy, 12 sepoy, and his sepoy's at home.
Yeah, that's huge. Those 2 sepoys is huge. I'm sure,
It's too late though. It's already too late, and that's wishful thinking. Throwing down these.
Great catch. Great catch.
Just trying to get out of there and run away, like.
I can only imagine Optimus didn't see the Agra fort, but might be wrong, and he was just trying his luck with that one.
I think explore behind base though, putting pressure on these shrines. So these shrines now get this shrine's got no animals on. The animals are not going to the shrine. It's just, and the sepoys are moving in. There's no forward wall behind this, and already looking to be a bit of an iffy situation. I'd have really liked it if actually that fire sepoy card was the 4 sour card instead, because that, oh my god, that's about 4 vills already gone down behind this. One explorer is in the middle of nowhere, just trying to survive. The other explorer is now behind the base, getting picked off by the Indian explorers. Ashes do come out and having to run away there from the sepoys. This game hasn't got off to the best start here for Optimus.
No, how many villages is he on?
He's on just the 14. Okay, he's 24 vills. There's 10 in the town centre, so 24 in total. He went 4 vil first.
I was gonna say he must have shipped 4 vills because he killed a few there as well. I mean, those shrines, although they're sort of behind his base, they're definitely free to be sieged. It looks like he's just going to run his sepoy away.
The elephants are still just slowly working that explorer 1 by 1.
They're going to get it as well.
Still trying to shrine the hunts near the Agra fort. I mean, I suppose that's probably the safer place on the map compared to home. There are some villagers out on the map. Oh no, it's Ashes. And Morville's really under pressure. 26 in the town centre. This is like a highway from the Agra fort straight into the Japan town centre. Nothing stopping us or blocking it. It's just easy come, easy go. Shrine population looking pretty decent though. 120. Bestiaro's been caught behind. Forville's been caught again.
So if he doesn't lose any this time. He's on 120 pop. More sepoy coming out.
30 vills. He's out on 25, but likely to have. He's got double wood trickles as well, so it's not. Eco still favour Japan slightly, but with this tempo, the elephant's pretty high HP. Just get on top of this, but it's stun. Waiting for 1 batch of Gurkhas to help out. He's lost 2 sepoys there, but if this next shipment's going to be 4 sours, might be in trouble. Ashy's going to try and get for a raid, but 2 town centre shots should be enough to take these down.
It's a nice Ashy raid though, because that's really going to kind of hurt his tempo, keeping his villagers locked inside with just 4 Ashy. So he's making good use of them. Explorers are going down. The Japanese explorers on the bottom left of the map. But there's not many herds there, so I'm not sure he's going to be building too many shrines on this side of the map. Oh, there's a few down there.
They're big hunts, but it's 4, 1, 2. It's a 10 guanaco hunt. I think all these are 10 guanacos in size. So you really want to put 10. There's 10 over here, 10 over here. So you can kind of 3 shrine it, and that 3rd shrine would be like half the effectiveness. It's kind of like do you not. Optimus Eco is taking off, but it's still looking rather. I mean, the base is looking rather open. It's looking rather not too many units around. I'm still waiting for a cavalry play here from Ezad to really kind of put the pressure on. Some second batch of Gurkhas is really nice just to try and help deal with Ashigaru, deal with Clubman, deal with sentries. There are 10 Gurkhas. That explorer's now gone down. 1 more explorer alive, but he's just behind shrining. Can't believe the sugar shrine's got 0 animals on it, but everything else here has been shrined up quite nicely.
Yeah, I think Ezad's going to be looking for a timing here. He's just shipped in the consulate export. Yeah, so
Ottoman huts and villages.
Otto. Yeah, and he needs that timing, and he needs to get a good micro. He needs to get a good fight because obviously the longer this goes on, the better that is for Optimus. He's just going crazy with shrines right now. Yeah, he's on more villagers as well. So, yeah, I think we're going to have a Oh, and he's shipping more expos. He's got more. Enough export for another.
He went 300 export here.
Wow. Okay.
I suppose obviously with the
kinda like it, though.
Tsushoga Shrine, I mean, why ship 5 Yumis when you can ship 8 crossbows, 8 consulate crossbows?
I like it. And then once he gets enough export again, I imagine he'll switch to Japanese consulate. So yeah, I think Japan's actually.
That's a 7 bow shipment.
And Nagis are coming out now as well. Wow.
Where's the Huss here from India?
Oh, Japan.
Oh, it's not in.
Here we come.
Oh, they're at home. The Huss are at home. Smaller seaboys. Sours coming in though. Okay, if the Huss come with the Sours in time with the Ottoman Minutemen underneath the Agra fort, we're still saying lights out India possibly.
Yeah.
This kill on the Explorer is going to bait the infantry in. They're like, oh, okay, Gurkhas there. Got Nagis. I think it's just got to hide this shit. You got to hide the stuff which he really does not want Japan to see. He's going back.
Yeah, he needs to go back. I like that play. I mean, the Nagi can go raid. That's fine. I was getting a little bit worried. I didn't know why he was pushing out so much. Maybe trying to see if Ezad was going to be doing an FF and he might have had a timing there. But I think he's established that that's not going to be the case. And that they're going to have it out in Age 2. Optimus is up in score.
Ashy attack coming in.
Ashy attack, right. I mean, is the timing fading away for Ezad here? You've got more cav coming in.
Kind of feel like maybe. Oh, actually, that's a lot of Ashy, but that's maybe 600 gold here to help Ashy and Ashy Nagi production. That'd be really nice behind this Ministry Ritual coming up for another building.
And this whole Nagi raiding and running around, this is buying Optimus so much time as well, because he's just chasing after him. And like we said, the more time, the better it is for Optimus. Because he's got the better eco. But he's going for the aggro. Interesting. Not sure he needs to push in here, but he's decided to do it.
The Sours went to the town centre, but Minutemen here is potentially available for Minutemen being called here forward. Ezad, one Sepoy being called behind. Okay, infantry quite a bit away, so it's taking time for them to kind of roll into town. But the Hussars and Sours engage in. Nice fire from the Agra fort. Is hoping for better, but actually starting to work on the crossbows. And Optimus is still going in again, but actually him going in, I think it's going to work well for India. The cavalry are still pretty high HP, but most of it's actually musketeer, and actually because they're up close.
It's difficult to tell. I mean, Optimus Micro wasn't really
it's a good fight for Japan. It's a good trade for Japan. India will win the fight, but the war will go to Japan here. It seems like the eco here from Japan is kicking off. 36 villagers from Ezad double wood trickle versus 40 villagers plus 160 shrine pot behind this. We're in that territory. It's just getting and the thing is, the best here is it's a lot of damage from close range. One Nagi alive, 5 more on the field, and as soon as they touch the oh yeah, there's a couple in here. I swear they came out of nowhere, but as soon as they touch the Gurkhas, they're snared, they're in trouble. The Ashis, remember, like Ashis are fast musketeers and snared infantry are very slow infantry, but there's a big difference between the two. So it's so much damage in between snared infantry and like an Ashi Nagi combo from behind. Some Sours reinforcing won't be enough, and Optimus Prime, the magician, pulling off another miraculous play. Was it like losing like 5 vills early on? Who cares? He doesn't care. He just sends more.
Japan doesn't care.
He just sends another 4 vills in.
Who cares about villagers when you have shrines, eh?
Yeah, that's insane. This game's just insane.
Yeah, this is a very dominant performance from Optimus here. He's played this really nice. Can't really see too many mistakes that Ezad made, to be honest. Just seems like he got beat by Japan.
I guess the mistake is just not being like Optimus was like thrown onto the side of the road, dragged onto the curb. Ezad could have gone for the final blow there and just like stamped next to him to say, I'm just going to stamp the floor here. This is a warning. Run away before I come back a second time. But Optimus got up from the ground, a couple of punches here and there, and probably won the fight. It just looked like Optimus had no rights to be competing and winning this game after losing the villagers from the start and Ezad's early aggression. Ezad went 12 sepoys. What about 7 sepoy, 4 sour? Because then the 5 sepoys and the two from the town centre, they'll be in the base. The sours would come out and it kind of all join in really fast. You don't have to like have this awkward waiting around for your reinforcements.
Yeah, I mean, think I struggle to see how Ezad can come back into this game now. He didn't have a bad start at all. Like you said, under normal circumstances, just killing that many villagers, when you're rushing, should be kind of GG, but it wasn't the case, and he lost all his C points.
He's having to train Zams now, and you kind of think that's a bit of a bit of an iffy situation. I like how he's gone for camel attack here instead of Desert Terror. It's just so much more attack on your camels as a result of that first card. I guess he may want to go for the second card to try and deal the Naggies. The Naggies here are a big threat. So much tankage and damage on the infantry there.
I mean, Ezad's macroing for 700 gold here as well, and he wants to go for the Fortress Age, but I can't see Optimus is going to give him that time to do that. He's going to push in, he's going to pressure, and I think I can't see how Ezad's going to be able to hold this.
You can win so many games playing Ashi Nagi Japan. Ashi Nagi in a couple of clubs.
Yeah,
or
so
Shinobi no Monos. Here the constant bestieros. Like decent H2 like military and full boom behind. Now he's
full boom with 2 sets of up deck bows is pretty insane.
Japan consulates with Ashi attack, and there is a daimyo on the field coming behind. So these guys were 31 attack. We're getting there. 32 attack, pardon me. Sorry, 32 attack musketeers, or one pop musketeers in H2. I know your Mexican soldados are a little bit different, but they're actually fine. They are. But that's a. And here come the
Naggies. Another day. Yeah, this is going to be huge. Even with a perfect choke and some perfect micro, there's just Ezad's not going to be able to hold this. I imagine he's aging up at the moment.
He is.
Not very far.
I just wasn't really paying attention to that because I think you know what is about to happen here.
Yeah. It's just going to be. Look at the size of this army.
We're on Japan Consulate, right? Yeah, we're on Japan Cons.
Absolutely insane. TC's down in a matter of seconds. Ashi are just so fast, and they're just going to be able to, right click everything. Look at that.
Kind of disgusting to see, isn't it? Like it's just.
I mean, he went crazy eco as well. It's just. I mean, I'm not going to take it away from Optimus. He played perfectly here. So yeah, well played, Optimus. He called the GG. Good game.
Fair play.
Yeah. I mean. Crazy series though, absolutely crazy series. A couple of games and a couple of moments where Optimus just looked absolutely flawless. Although he did make a couple of mistakes in a couple of other games, and Ezad capitalized on that and kept it really close. Well played to both of them.
Lost 2 vills there, I think. Went from 21 to 24 with 4 shipment and probably 1 being trained. So I want to say 2 there. It felt more, honestly. A lot of idle as well, but. It makes sense then, I guess. If it was only just 2, losing only 2 villagers for a 12-10 seapoint rush, or it was only 11, you only managed to get 4 from the aggro fort instead. And because it wasn't, I'm not going to say because it wasn't sours, he couldn't. I think it's just the fact that it's seapoints take 2 shots to kill from the town centre, but staying underneath the town centre is just not really worth it and just doesn't hit as hard as it used to.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he would have had more luck if he just kind of went around the map sieging down shrines?
Well, you're kind of forced to do something aggressive. You're sending 5 seapoys first. Ezad in the first game went spice trade first and just didn't have the tempo as a result. And I think, in a weird way, the 5 seapoys didn't give him the tempo because what you needed was something to kick the eco going. So when he goes that timing push, which I think is his overall goal was a timing push, that would have come in at a nicer time. Everything would have come in that 1 shipment earlier. The concert would come in that 1 shipment earlier. The 4 sours would come in that 1 shipment earlier. Maybe, I don't know. It's like
how long were those 2 seapoys that he aged up with? How long were they at his base for? So
they could have been sieging, or they could have joined up and they could have pushed earlier.
Give him more tempo, yeah.
It was like half rush, half just kind of prodding and poking annoyance. Like it was like a bit of everything. It felt It felt like instead of really committing to right, do or die rush. If the rush wins, I win. If the rush loses, I'm just going to lose. I think Ezad kind of. I guess it's a tournament game, so I think he wanted to play with something left in his back pocket. Like, or if this doesn't work, I'll just send Wood Trickle and play on from here because it's a very good map. India like scaling and kind of playing and like believing that he can come back in.
Yeah,
You just got to give it to Optimus, like staring at possibility being absolutely ran over by Indian Sepoys. Sour's just aggression, and the man has balls to go 4-0. Is the short answer. Yeah, never sent a wood card. Went 4-0, 300 export. Like, what a build order.
Yeah,
strange one.
I mean, how often do you see that? Yeah, but it paid off. Yeah, and he just dominant performance at the end there for Optimus. Well played to him.
Resources. Is it the timing where Optimus was pushing out? That was like the Hussar, the Minutemen, the Sours. I feel that yes, the infantry coming this way. The Minutemen got out and got the snare on, although they're firing, but they could go for the snare. The cavalry went back really far behind, but if they just wrapped down south and come from behind, they could have really slammed in, prevented the escape, and all the Sepoys and Gurkhas would have come and got a good trade. Maybe there was potential there to clean that up.
They weren't fighting for good kind of first almost quarter of that fight.
Yeah.
And it definitely cost him. I don't think it would have really made too much difference though, because Japan still had the larger army. But you never know, do you? Who knows?
Right.
Well played to both of them. Great series.
Yeah, fun, wasn't it? I'm done for probably Age of Empires purposes today. But are you feeling impartial to a couple of games or?
What, against you?
Oh no.
Oh no. I think I'll save my streaming energy for tomorrow.
Okay.
We can put it out to chat. Anyone in chat is interested in a juicy raid?
Oh, the problem is you'll get like Jesus going, oh yeah, I'll stream for the first time ever. And like, oh okay, whatever. Have to raid Jesus, and we're like, in like a couple of seconds in, we'd be like, oh, why are we watching this? Oh, Ezad's in the chat. GG Ezad, well played. What a great series, mate. Well played. At the end of the day, that was super entertaining.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know which game was my favourite, to be honest. The Spain-Germany game was absolutely great. And I just read Jesus. He's dropping a C-bomb in there. Oh, that made me laugh. I really like the China game as well. At the start of the series, I think that was game 2. That was another close game. Yeah, potential for series of the tournament.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that. I mean, I suppose if it was like a best of 7 series and went 4-3 and all the games were spot on, you know a series of the tournament's going to go to a Maito or something. You just know you're gonna come out and watch and just get blown away.
Oh yeah, Maito's a very interesting player to watch. That's for sure. Especially when he's playing against Kaiserklein, because someone like Maito, he has that kind of underdog. He's got that underdog kind of mentality about him when he's playing Kaiserklein. So you just kind of you're always rooting for him. I hope we get to see more Maito streams, because he's been streaming a little bit recently. I've seen a couple of streams recently. I really hope we get to see more of his stream, because
we've still got to have somebody to nominate themselves in chat. Otherwise, in about 30 seconds time, I'm hitting that raid GUA button. His title today is Donati versus Salasmi in the GUA Cup. I guess we have to do it. Do we?
It's coming down to GUA or Aussie Drongo.
I love them both. Well, maybe I don't love them both, but I think if I had a choice of which one I want to watch for the banter and memes, it's got to be casted tournament games between Donati and Salasmi.
Somewhat. Yeah. Brem has said that he doesn't mind streaming. So it's between GUA and Brem.
We got options, but I'll be popping over to watch some tournament action here Donati. So I don't think I can raid anything, but okay, I'll give it a try just in case. Would be funny if random people can do this.
I would like to.
I can do it! Oh!
The power!
How the fuck can I do it? I'm not even a mod. Well, I'm a mod
Please tell
again.
me-
I don't know. No, I'm not a mod. I'm a vampire. Oh!
The power. Oh, it's gone to his head.
Let's
It's
do
gone to his
it.
head.
See you later, boys. Thanks for watching.
See you, boys. Peace.
Right. Let's end this one.